Recording.
Don't need it.
I don't need it.
I need it. I need it. Ooh. Okay, now it started.
You don't need it?
All right, now we're going to do this intro. Hey!
Yeah, push it. Yeah, you push it.
Hi. Welcome.
Okay, if you got nothing better to do, please listen to us.
There you go.
Please, we're begging you.
Christmas
We're
just
lonely.
passed, and all I ask is that you watch this dumbass video. Hey, welcome to the Welcome to the Stingy Studios Podcast, episode 1, episode 1.3, probably.
Santa
'cause
Menace.
We've done this, Santa Menace?
Menace.
I thought you said Santa Menace. We've done this podcast about 3 times, and every single time something happens and it doesn't get uploaded. But this one hopefully will be the one that breaks the mold and makes it up. So, joining me today, we got Lewis, Looney Door. We got Josh, aka the Satchmo, and we got Slim, aka Slim. And I am your host, TP Stingy, aka Andy.
Yeah.
And
Andalomar.
the
Andalorian.
yeah, the Andalorian.
The Andalorian.
And yeah, so 2020 is literally, while we're recording this, it's literally like a day away. So
Yep.
we thought we'd talk
You're a
about
day away.
some of the 2020 shit coming up. Talk about some of the 2019 shit coming up. So before we get into some of the subjects, why don't we just everybody get it out. Everybody just get your ugliness out. Satchmo,
I'm good.
I'm looking at you. Keep
Mine's already out.
keep interrupting me being ugly.
Talking to.
You.
Oh.
You keep being nasty. It's not needed.
How can you see me? We're behind mics.
Fuck
Now
you.
you're just making up things.
Well, I mean, I can't play anything or do anything because it'll interrupt or interfere. It'll interfere with the audio. So I literally just have the party screen open so that they could tell who's talking. You know, it lights up and shit. So I could see everybody lighting up.
I'm not lighting up.
On my screen, you are.
You're already lit up.
Damn right.
All right, so 2020 on the horizon. 2019 was pretty dope, though. There were some good
That
games.
on the east side?
What's on the east side? 2020?
Horizon.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you're right. It's like far east side. It's like deep east side. That's like you got to go past fucking Socorro for that. And as you know, we don't go into Socorro. That's where the Coquees
I know.
live.
That's where Lewis. That's Lewis territory.
Like I said,
Fuck, I already knew I was going.
I didn't say it, motherfucker. He said it. So
I said nothing.
You said all of it.
I was gonna do a video of the top 5 games that in like my eyes, but then I was like, you know what? I'd rather do like a podcast kind of thing where we all just kind of shoot the shit and talk about some of our favorite games of 2019. So does anybody have like a top 5 list that you've given some thought to or anything?
Top 5 list.
Slim, we'll start off with you. You have always good input.
Yeah, let's get your top 5 list. No Man's Sky number 5, State of Decay number 4, No Man's Sky number 3, No Man's Sky number 2, and No Man's Sky number 1.
Yeah, the DLC pack.
Yeah, and Viva Pinata is his game of the year.
You're like, you're wrong. Let me set you off.
His game of the year is Fortnite.
Followed by Apex.
The Star Wars DLC is lit, bro.
Is this a rated R podcast? 'Cause I'm about
You're
to say
rated R.
something.
Yeah, I mean, you could cuss. Just don't say any bad words. Or not bad words, racist words. Don't be racist or homophobic, and you're fine.
Yeah.
But fuck you all about that Fortnite joke.
There you go. See, that's fine.
I don't appreciate it, alright?
Thankfully,
you lash out.
Nobody here is racist or homophobic, so I think we're good there. Although, you guys are very vulgar. But yeah, so Slim, Fortnite, huh? What do you think of it? It's your favorite? Number one?
I don't have to go to the restroom right now. Sorry.
You what?
That's what Fortnite makes you
Damn,
do?
you're all excited. You're so excited. You gotta go jack off to Fortnite. See how I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's this thing going around where apparently YouTube has been demonetizing like a shitload of people, and so a lot of channels what they're doing now is they're actually censoring their videos, and we won't be doing that here. Just that popped in my head. While people are getting less vulgar, we just made a joke about Slim nutting.
I allow it.
Oh, shit.
All right, Slim, go change your pamper.
For so, of course, it was on you.
Go change your pants.
go change your diaper.
Gotta wear those depends.
He's got those fucking ultra absorbent tidy whities, dude.
Well, I've given it some thought, so why don't I throw out 5 games? What do you guys think about it? Feel free to use your phones, look up some games if you don't have any ideas. But I've actually given it extensive thought. So I think at the number 5 spot, I would have to go with Jedi Fallen Order. For a while, to be fair, any game here has the potential to be the game of the year. But Jedi Fallen Order was just really good. However, there were a lot of bugs, and there was a lot of pop-in and a lot of little things that the more and more I thought about it, I couldn't put it like any higher than number 5 just because it was a little bit buggy when I first started playing. It did get better. They did update it a little bit. But one of the things, that game is just, the story is fucking incredible. And with everybody shitting on, what was it, Rise of Skywalker? If you want a good Star Wars story, Jedi Fallen Order is definitely.
Jedi Fallen Order should have been the movie, and Rise of the Skywalker should have been the game.
That's fair. Yeah, I would have been fine with that.
You know what, Josh? Shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
God damn, you changed your pamper that quick?
Fortnite.
Fuck it. Next.
Apex.
Number 4
Yeah.
would probably go Luigi's Mansion 3. That was a very enjoyable game. However, I can't really put it any higher because I haven't beaten it. But I have enjoyed what
Yeah.
I've played through it.
Sucker.
And I do put it at number 4 also because the multiplayer is cool. It's good. I just wish there was a little bit more to it. It's kind of just go catch ghosts and here's a time limit. There's not really a whole lot to it. But very fun game. Incredibly fun game.
That's where I would put Luigi's Mansion as well, number 4.
Yeah. Hey, don't interrupt me, Dorito. I'm talking.
Sorry.
No, not you. You were talking to Dorito. She barked at me. She went, "Brr."
Oh.
She's like, I disagree. I should have been. That was Doritos Game of the Year.
See, I like the ghost dog.
Yeah, the Ghost Dog is pretty cute.
Yeah.
Number 3 easily goes to Devil May Cry 5. Another incredibly fun game. Definitely could easily be Game of the Year. Enjoyed the shit out of it. Wish there was a little bit more to it. It's another story game where once you beat it, it just kind of sits there. But enjoyed Devil May Cry 5. Easy number 3. So number 2 and number 1, I battled a lot with because I really enjoyed both of these. However, I thought about it. I did some soul searching. I walked around in the rain, listening to Dust in the Wind, and number 2.
The win.
No, number 2 has to go to Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I enjoyed the shit out of that game. I love Fire Emblem games. So that game easily could be number 1. But number 1 was just too good. Number 1 was just too fun. Number 1 is just I see it and I always like I could play that shit right now. Number 1 has to go to Resident Evil 2 Remake. I know. I said I wasn't going to give it to Resident Evil 2 Remake, but the more I thought about it, it's the only game that made sense for number 1 for me. Just because Slim's been playing through it, we've been watching him play through it, and I have just as much fun watching Slim play it as I do fucking playing the game. And to me, that's a mark of a pretty fucking good game. It's the only game that I'm not an achievement whore anymore. I don't do that. And yet with that game, I loved it so much that
It'll
I went
fool
through.
me.
Shut the fuck up. I went through with that game and I made a point of getting every achievement. And they added the Ghost Survivors. I never got those achievements, and I've had the itch to go back and get those achievements, which I'm probably going to do sooner than later before Resident Evil 3 comes out. Resident Evil 3 Remake. But that's my game of the year. Is Resident Evil 2 Remake. What about you guys? Do you have a 5 list, or what's your game of the year? If you don't have a 5 list, and just what's your game of the year this year for you, personally?
Mine would have to be Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Pokemon
I
Short?
understand there was a
Pokemon-
whole lot of
Pokemon Short.
controversy because of the
Dexit.
Short
like
and
the
shit.
national decks and whatnot,
Yeah.
but just the
Dexit.
sheer mechanics and changing it, and the actual being able to see your character move around the way he's supposed to, not like a little fucking stump running around.
Stump?
It was kind of pleasing, you know?
I like Pokemon Sword. Yeah. Pokemon Sword, if this was a top 10, it would be on the list because I did like it. I did enjoy it a lot. I think as a Pokemon fan, it's very easy to enjoy that game. And it did, like you said, it did change things up without changing them to the point where I didn't recognize it. I was a person, I hated fucking Pokemon Sun and Moon. I hated the island challenge. I thought that was fucking garbage. I
Yeah.
hated that shit. So I like that they kind of went back to the gym leaders and they changed up. It's a tournament and shit. I did like that.
Yeah, for the Elite Four, instead of having to be able to get the actual passage to fight them just with the 8 badges, you have to actually like win a tournament to be able to fight them.
Yeah, I did like that. I wish there was a little bit more to the end game. Is my only thing.
Yeah.
I hope they add more to it. But I do like it. I do think
Avengers?
people shut the hell up. We'll get to you. Avengers. No, the end game. After you beat
You
the
said
game.
The end game.
The end game of Pokemon Sword and Shield, not fucking Avengers end game.
He meant Avengers Endgame.
No, but I agree. I do like Pokemon Sword, and I haven't played Shield just because I imagine it's mostly the same. But I do like Pokemon Sword. I don't think the Dexit was that big a deal. Usually in those games, sure you can like import your Pokemon and shit, but usually they have like only like 2, 3, 400 that you can catch in game.
Yeah.
And this game is kind of the same thing. I feel like there's a lot of Pokemon in the game, which helps alleviate that punch. I do hope that they add more Pokemon. I know that there was a rumor they were going to add like Bulbasaur and Squirtle. That was a rumor going around that they were going to be.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
They were going to be added in. So hopefully we see that.
Are there, it's just they haven't added it in correctly
Yeah.
yet.
So hopefully we see that. I think that would be pretty cool. But as it stands, my only gripe with Pokemon Sword is I wish the end game was a little bit better. However,
Yeah.
in comparison to other games, there is a pretty decent end game there. There's a lot to do. I would just wish there was more. But yeah, no, that's a good pick. It's a good pick. And I know you're the resident Pokemon fan, even though I have the Pikachu fucking avatar. But
Yeah.
I also like Pokemon. So.
Great game.
Shut the hell up! You call it Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Man.
Pokemon.
And Satchmo, what's your game of the year? What are you thinking?
That was kind of hard to decide.
Who are
Tell you
the
this, man.
who are the options?
My tell you this, my number 5 was Modern Warfare. I liked it because it's got the old school feel to it. I'm glad they brought Shipman back, and I love it that you can actually kill people. You shoot
Yeah.
at dice. It doesn't turn around and look at you like you just shoot your love at me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do like Modern Warfare a lot. I'm not a multiplayer, Call of Duty multiplayer kind of guy, but I feel like Modern Warfare really scratches the itch, and it's actually the first Call of Duty that I've actually been enjoying the multiplayer in a long time.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, most of all the other Call of Duty we played are for zombie modes, but this one, enjoy it.
Yep, that's a good pick.
Yep.
Good pick.
Then my number 4, I'd say Remnants of the Ashes. I like the Dark Souls feel to it. It's a 3-up. 3-up man, usually challenging. The random shit it throws to you. Weird power-ups. I like all that little side quest stuff that make you do.
Yeah, it's fair. I like Remnant from the Ashes as well. I think that's a really fun game. Again, if this was a top 10, I think Remnant would definitely be on there as well. That game we played. We really played it predominantly co-op, and that game is a lot of fun. Which, shameless plug. If you haven't seen it, we have a video where me, Slim, and Satchmo play Remnant from the Ashes. You can kind of get a taste for that game.
Yeah, I love it. It's a good. I love the whole. It's cool, and I like how it just throws you random scenarios, and it changes every time you play. So I like that too. It's not the same thing over and over.
Yeah, and they've been adding to it quite a bit too.
Although I can say the end game of that could have changed because it wasn't that an exciting fight. I think the actual end game bosses before you get to the end game boss a lot harder than the actual final boss.
End game boss, yeah, agreed.
Yep. Game Goss?
Gauss cannon. Yeah. I agree they should have added a Gauss cannon.
Yeah.
And then number 3, I would give it to Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter. All right.
Are you dying?
You dying?
So giving it to what the hell is it called? Iceborne. Iceborne. There you go. What did I say? Icefall, which is not correct.
Icefall. You're close.
Yeah, I like Monster Hunter World.
I played a lot of the Monster Hunter Worlds, and I'm glad they bought a lot of the old-fashioned monsters because they were hard. They made them harder. They actually added them into the story, how they migrate from the old school to new school.
Pirate?
And then
Pyrite?
And how they incorporate.
You said Pyrite.
Private school?
Yeah, they went to private school.
Yeah.
And they learned the way. This is the way.
They went to private school, and that's why you couldn't beat them. That game blueberried you hard.
They blueberried you.
Yeah, that was Blueberry 2.0. Was that Ice Sloth?
Yeah,
No,
and
but
then like I said,
that's a good one.
there's the mechanics are amazing on there. Like I said, the monsters are ridiculously hard, which gives you an amazing challenge to do.
Yeah, and Monster Hunter World as it was is already incredibly fun. So we enjoyed the shit out of it. We have a lot of hours in that fucking game, so it's more content for a really good game. I agree. That's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It is a lot harder though. That game is fucking vicious. The game's an asshole sometimes. But that's a good pick.
Number 1, it was a tough decision between Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil 2 remake. And you know what? I'm also gonna give it to Resident Evil 2 remake. That thing was just amazing, dude. It kept me on my feet the whole entire time I played it.
It was too good. It's too fucking good a game. I think any fan of Resident Evil 2, you're probably it doesn't have to be your game, but Resident Evil 2 remake is probably up there in terms of your game of the year because it was just so well done. That game, the tension in that fucking game is incredible. The story of the game is incredibly fun. It's true to the original without just copying what the original did. The only issue I would say. Pete came into my room and Dorito barked at him, and Pete jumped like fucking 12 feet into the air. She scared the shit out of him. Which was out
Like
there?
I said, it's a great game. Like I said, it's true to the original. I like how they kept the original concept into it. All the memories, the theme to it. The story is similar. I mean, there was a new added twist to it, but love it how they opened up a lot of the areas.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're able to access areas that you were never able to access before.
Yeah.
And in the original game, there's a lot of things you're like, oh man, I wish we can go over there. And this one, they're like, all right, they heard the fans are like, all right, let's open this. Granted that there's still some other parts that are not explorable yet, but it's
Probably
great.
open it up later though.
I mean, they did it with the Ghost Survivors.
Yeah, which is the only thing
Like,
that's my biggest gripe is I just hated the Ghost Survivors. It was such a shitty DLC. I fucking hated it.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
it was.
free. It was free, so I can let it go a little bit. But Ghost
What are we
Survivors
talking about
was
again?
just so fucking lame. We're talking about your talking about your
Was it
nipples.
Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also because
What's this ghost people or are you talking about?
So they added a DLC to Resident Evil 2. This DLC, what it is, it's alternate scenarios. Characters that die in the game. It gives you like what if scenarios. Like what if they had lived and then you play through like them escaping. The only thing is they're literally there's a mode where you play as Hunk. I don't know if you remember it from the original Slim. But there's a mode where you play as Hunk and you have a bunch of shit, and your goal is just to get from point A to point B. And Ghost Survivors is literally just that. That's all it is. It's another 4 scenarios where it's like go from point A to point B. The only one that's different is the last one where you got to survive as a cop. And even that one's probably the best one, and even that one's not very satisfying.
How do you survive the guy that gets cut in half by the gate?
You don't. He's not one of the Ghost Survivors. What the fuck? Oh. It's not everybody. It's selected people.
That would have been a hell of a...
you have to crawl. You have to crawl with the legs. You have to go find legs.
Oh, shit. That means you guys something we have in common.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I got my legs connected. They're just fucked.
That's Slim mode.
Dead. Might as well have no legs. I have legs connected, but can you use them? Nah, they hurt that much, so might as well have no legs.
You're in the same position.
I use them from place to place. What the hell?
I mean...
Do you?
Define walk.
Okay, hobble.
Thank you.
Hardball. Hardball.
Hardball. Yeah, his legs are playing hardball. So Slim, what's your game of the year?
Can you guess number 1? Anybody?
No Man's Sky.
Man's Sky.
Yes.
Fortnite.
Has to be.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, to be fair, it did come out like 1,000 years ago. However, I'll give it to you because No Man's Sky did get a lot of updates this year. Yeah. No Man's Sky,
no problems.
Basically became a different game again, which is incredible. No Man's Sky, I remember when I first bought it on PS4 when it first came out, and there was nothing. Like literally, there was no. Like Slim, let me describe this to you since you're. This is obviously you're a huge fan.
Okay. So mute that mother.
So
that's what it sounded like. Let me explain it to you.
When No Man's Sky first came out, literally there was no base building. You couldn't build bases. There were no frigates. There were no like what are they called? The big ones, the big starships. What are they called? Freighters. There's none of that. It was literally just going from planet to planet, and all you would do is shoot rocks with a laser gun. And
I think weren't the planets like more lush than they are now?
Lush.
Not really.
When
the game first came out, like when they were showing trailers to the game, there was like the planets looked fucking incredible, and then the game came out and there was none of that. There was like a flying worm monster, like a fucking flying centipede, and a lot of that shit was nowhere to be found. And so people got pissed, and basically the people who made it went radio silent for almost a fucking year. And then eventually they came out and they were like, "Oh, we're sorry. By the way, we're fixing the game. We're gonna make it good." And they did. Like I'm thoroughly impressed with what No Man's Sky has become. It is actually light years better than what I remember playing so long ago.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so there we go.
Of course, my second one is fucking State of Decay.
Okay, that doesn't count though. Yeah, that didn't come out though. Look, that had DLC.
No game.
Nah, it didn't. That doesn't count. Fuck you.
For me, it does.
Nah, it doesn't. No. Your game of the year.
Pokemon.
Yeah, you kiss my ass. State of Decay is. I would put it on the most.
You'll never finish kissing it.
Most disappointing games of 2019. Well, that's a good transition though. What games do you guys think disappointed you the hardest this year? What games sucked ass the hardest?
Friday the 13th?
Came out like a year and a half ago.
Years ago.
That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I still haven't gotten over it.
It's still it continues to disappoint me. That's good. I like that. I think one that we all played that we can agree on is Anthem. No, that was a.
Oh yeah, that was a huge disappointment.
That was a big beepy sadder.
The Iron Man one?
Yeah, that's the Iron Man one.
Yeah.
We played that game literally for I think 2 days, and then we never touched it again.
That's probably
Destiny's up
probably
there
why
too.
they killed fucking Tony Stark because that game.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen it, that's shit.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I was
shit.
thinking too. But yeah, no, that game was. And the thing is too is it's still a really good concept. I still think it's a fun game. It's just there's nothing in it. It's very hollow. It's
There's no
it's-
substance.
yeah,
Yo,
it's
so
Substance.
it's the Paris Hilton of video games, where it looks okay, but
that one video.
it kind of sucks. The one where she gets drilled, yeah, that one, the green one. You guys, going off the left field, have you guys actually seen that porno video? That is one of the most sad porno videos I've ever seen.
Of who?
That Paris Hilton porn
What is
video.
it called? A Night in Paris.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna waste my time with that.
it is a huge waste of time. That is,
You play State of Decay too. Might as well.
yeah, that's true. It's your game of the year for 2019. Game came out fucking 3 years ago. And that Paris Hilton video is very sad. It's like watching a snuff film.
Stuff.
However, I would still rather watch that video than play Anthem.
Yeah.
And the thing is too is a couple of updates. All you gotta do is update, add some cosmetic armor for free without charging us, you fucking cocksuckers. Make
What is it, the
some-
microtransactions?
Yeah, well, the microtransactions are what killed that game. Because all the armor pieces, there was nothing. For one, there was no armor pieces. There was no like cosmetic armor in that fucking game.
You
So
gotta,
everybody's
pay
Iron
to win.
Mans looked the same. And then the ones it did have, it was like, oh, you could have it, but it costs you like $12. Like, fuck you! I'm not paying $12 for this fucking nothing game. I did try out. They eventually added the Cataclysms. I did play the Cataclysms with Frank. The Cataclysms are pretty fun. However, there's not a lot to them. You could beat a Cataclysm very quickly, and then it's just who the hell cares. So, I wish they would have added more to it, but I think the game is pretty much dead already. They've already abandoned the roadmap for Anthem, so I'm pretty confident in saying that Anthem is Roadhouse. I'm pretty confident in saying that Anthem is dead, unfortunately. I think that would probably be one of the biggest disappointments, if not the biggest one. But I'll rattle off a couple more just for fun. Crackdown 3 came out this year. Does anybody remember that?
Oh,
Nope.
Did anybody actually?
Older systems?
I played it.
Did anybody
but
actually play it?
then Played maybe like I'm not gonna say maybe 2 hours of it, and I was like, done with this game.
Yeah, it sucked. It was not very good. It wasn't horrible. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever played, but it just doesn't. It's just Crackdown 1, and it doesn't even look that much better than Crackdown 1. Doesn't look great. It looks kind of. Ugh, if I'm being honest. It had a multiplayer
for Terry
mode.
Crews.
Did anybody play the multiplayer mode?
Oh,
No, I didn't even play it at all.
It was fucking atrocious. It was really bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Crackdown 3 is definitely
Same.
up there.
I didn't make it that far into the thing because, like I said, I played about an hour, almost 2 of it, and I uninstalled it the same day I played it.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I played it, and I remember I wasn't like super excited, but it's a free game, you know, it's on Game Pass, so I thought, fuck it, dude. I mean, hell yeah, I don't have to pay for this shit. And then I was like, oh, I see why.
In Rainbow Six Siege.
Didn't come out this year, however, I will give you that one because they added a fucking battle pass to Rainbow Six Siege. So one
I
of the
remember
things,
we both saw that together, and we're like, got you, uninstall it.
yeah, we uninstalled it that day. I remember. One of the things this is it's a Ubisoft thing. Is I feel like Ubisoft needs to get their heads out of their ass because every game that comes out of Ubisoft is monetized to fucking hell, and
Yeah.
it's a problem. Like it's actually affecting people's enjoyment of their games because these games come out and there's no content in them because they gut it to sell it to you. And that started with Rainbow, and it wasn't that bad. It was bad, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't that bad. And then this season, they went full greed. Like, you got to buy our season of characters, and then you got to buy our season pass, and you got to buy our battle pass, and it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how much do you want me to pay
buy.
for this fucking game? Like, it's ridiculous. I understand a lot of people like it. If you like it, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying that for me personally, I'm not paying for that shit. Fuck you. I uninstalled the game finally, and I was like, I'm done with you. I'm good. However, another Ubisoft game that had this problem is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I know nobody here played that, and so I know none of us can really give a first-hand experience, but I've seen videos and I've seen the reviews, I've seen shit on it, and it's the same thing as Rainbow, where it's like they gutted Wildlands, they made a new game, and it's actually worse than the old game. It's just it sucks too because I liked Wildlands. I thought Wildlands was fun. It had its flaws, but it was a fun game. But even that game had a lot of monetization. But then this game came out, and it was like, it made Ghost Recon Wildlands look like a fucking full game. It's ridiculous. Ubisoft has just gone full greed.
Super buggy.
Yeah, it was broken as shit. When it came out, it was broken as all hell. I don't know if they fixed it yet. I'm not. It was $20, and I was like, that's still too much. Not doing it. I'm good. Apparently, supposedly, they were talking about they're going to go in there and they're going to overhaul the game. They're going to actually try and fix it and salvage the game. And so, because it did terribly, that's why it's already $20. Remember, that game just came out not too long ago. It's already $20. It's because it flopped pretty hard.
So basically, they're trying to pull an Anthem as well.
Kind of. The only thing is, hopefully, they're more successful than Anthem, because Anthem is, I mean, it's pretty much dead already. It's pretty much a dead game.
Yeah. Yep.
Another one. This one, maybe when Mike gets on, if he ever gets on. Rip Mike. Pour one out for the homie. WWE 2K20. That was a broken one. Again, I know nobody here played it. Only Mike played it. But if you've seen, just hashtag search for hashtag WWE, fix WWE 2K20. There were some videos where that
Mike's
game.
picture on there.
Yeah, you see Mike flexing. That game was
actually pretty buff.
That game was very broken when it came out. That game was a travesty. I think it's still broken. Is the worst part is that game came out October, I think. Yeah. And it's still broken. We are almost in January. Yes. That shit is still broken. Apparently, it's so bad. I don't know how true this is. I got this information from, I think it was like Jim Sterling or something. They were talking about that it's so bad that it could potentially affect WWE 2K21, where we might not see a WWE 2K21. At least not one from the same developer. But yeah,
it's just like 343 with the Halo games.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. It's the 343 and their excellent handling of the Halo franchise, aka sarcasm. Hashtag sarcasm. Trying to think. I think that just about covers the games that I think qualifies to disappoint. Does anybody have a game that disappointed you guys?
Gears of War 5.
5.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I forgot about that bitch. That's right. Gears of War 5. That was another sassy one.
Makes you go through the boot camp first.
Yeah, that was sucky. My thing with Gears of War 5 is I'm a Horde mode junkie, and they ruined Horde mode. They ruined the fuck out of Horde mode. The thing with Gears 5 that I could say is the story mode is decent. It's not terrible. It's not the best, but it's okay. But then Horde mode, not great. Opposite of great. It's a step back from Gears of War 4, which I think a lot of people would say Gears of War 4 was a step back from Gears of War 3, which is ridiculous. I mean, that's bad. That's really bad that you can't get this shit right on current gen consoles. But Gears of War 5's Horde mode is just awful. It is not good. And then they had that new mode, which was, I believe, Escape. And that mode sucks. It's these little bite-sized levels, and they're not terrible. Like, don't get me wrong, they're okay. But, I mean, who gives a shit? You beat one, and that's it. It's like you've seen what the mode has to offer.
Really roasted my jimmies.
Yeah, and I was never into the multiplayer, so I can't really comment there. That's not what I buy Gears of War for. I buy it for the Horde mode, the co-op modes, and Gears of War 5's co-op modes just suck.
Yep.
Their horde mode sucks. Is the worst thing. That's the thing that makes me saddest. Is the horde mode is not good.
What else is a horrible game? Disappointed.
No Man's Sky.
You are.
No Man's Sky. Oh,
State of Decay
guess-
2.
I got a glitch in No Man's Sky. That's what kind of pissed me off.
Oh, the game is very buggy. It was very buggy also because they came out with
I mean,
huge
no
ass
one,
update.
old man. He's always in this guy. I mean, I don't have to play it.
They should change it to Old Man Sky. I feel like somebody else made that joke already. Who said that?
SV.
Old Man Sky.
Like I know an old man. He's always in this guy.
Yeah. You. Slim, you got any games that made your pee-pee sad?
Monster Hunter.
All right,
Broke your spirit.
good talk.
That broke my spirit. It's a good game, but I just don't like it.
It's a good game. It just it took his tags.
Took his tags multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
The blueberry.
Blueberried him.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was my worst game? I tried it. It didn't work out.
I have no idea. Well, I still haven't passed you Jedi Fallen Order, so can't wait for that game to take your tags. That's gonna be enjoyable. Let you borrow that. Experience the wonders of being
How'd
a
you feel about
Jedi.
Modern Warfare?
Oh, that was a fantastic game. I like that game. That's fun. With the new maps, especially.
Mm-hmm. Shipment, just adding shipment in there
Shit,
automatically.
made it so much better.
Yeah, it increased my
It's
enjoyment of the
a
game.
Yep.
And I was already pretty
Yeah,
happy with
it's
it. What'd you say?
The
iTunes?
game I liked was The Way Out. I remember that one.
Oh, the one that we did
Wait.
where we're co-op people?
Yeah, trying to escape.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. We were going to do a Let's Play in it, but we decided just to play it off of everything. And
Always screwing around instead of escaping from prison.
yeah, that was hilarious. Slim's like getting into a fight and I'm behind him on the monkey bars and I'm just doing fucking pull-ups. Or and Slim walked off to have sex with his wife and I'm fucking dunking on his child. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was a good game. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Again, I don't think that came out this year. However, we played it this year, so I'll allow it. That was a good one.
Yeah, I'm real picky about my games. I only play certain games.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think there's anything that we've played that me and you have played that we've specifically disliked. I can't think of anything that you've come to me and said, "Oh, this game sucks." So typically, that's what makes finding disappointing games harder, and that's why a lot of these games we're talking about them, but we haven't played them. Is if a game sucks, I just won't play it. If I hear bad things about a game, I'm not gonna play it. Just like Breakpoint, I know I was excited for Breakpoint, and then the reviews came out, and I was like, I'm good. I'm not gonna play it then.
I heard a lot of bad things about the old man, but here I am.
I have to disagree with you with Rainbow, though.
What, you like Rainbow? You're a fan?
That was a cool game when we played together. It was hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Well,
don't
yeah,
get
when
me.
we're playing together.
When we play-
that's a different thing.
Just
Yeah.
trying to get out of the fucking area to get to the house is hilarious.
Yeah, the thing is when you're playing a game with your friends, it's a lot of fun. It doesn't matter what you're playing for the most part. We used to play Mind Jack as a group because Frank would make us play it, and you know what? We had a blast. That game is a lot of people. They claim that game is the worst game ever made, and yet we had so much fucking fun playing that garbage pile just because it was all of us playing it. And I don't think Rainbow's bad is the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get my disappointment confused with me calling the game bad. I just think the decisions that Ubisoft is making are bad. I don't think Rainbow's a bad game. I feel like the way that they're implementing content where we're getting free maps and guns in Modern Warfare, and this is an Activision game. You know what I mean? Like, they implemented a battle pass, sure, but the guns are free. I still think it's bullshit. I still hate the battle pass in Modern Warfare. Don't get me wrong, but at least the important shit was free. Like, oh, here's some guns, they're free. You have to play the game, but you can get the guns for free. For me, okay, I hate your battle pass. I fucking hate what you're doing, but I can let it go. I don't have to feel super guilty about playing it. Whereas Rainbow, it's like, here's a battle pass. Can I get anything cool from it? Skins. And you have to pay for them. And there's no, like, free path. Or there is a free path, but it doesn't really give you anything. The operators, you can't get them in the battle pass. You have to pay for them. There's a lot of shit in Rainbow that you have to pay for that I feel like should be free. Especially at this point, because that game, I feel like, has made a lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And give you a lot of Mr. Skins.
Yeah, I mean, I think skins and cosmetics. A lot of people make the argument that skins and cosmetics should be free, and we should be okay with them being in battle passes or be okay with having to pay for them. And I disagree with that. I think growing up, you played the old school like Dead or Alive games, and there was like a fucking million costumes in those games, and they were all free. And now you play a Dead or Alive game, and there's $12,000 worth of fucking costumes that you have to pay for.
Not only that, characters.
Yeah,
Before you had to like do like hard things to get.
Yeah, you had to earn them, and so they were like a badge of honor. Whereas now it's like, give me $15, you can have it, and it's like,
Yeah, and the thing is that that's the meta since Fortnite started it.
The thing is though, is that Fortnite's free.
Yeah.
Rainbow wasn't free. Modern Warfare isn't free. So why do they get away with it? You know what I mean? Those games aren't free.
Yeah.
And I know the argument, there's always the argument that, it's because games are really expensive to make. And I feel like, okay, well, if games are expensive to make, we haven't had a price hike in forever. Why don't we make games $70? And let's get rid of all this microtransaction bullshit. I'll give you $10 extra. Cut your shit. Stop with these fucking battle passes. Stop with these fucking microtransactions.
Let's pay up front.
Yeah, exactly. I would rather pay up front $80 for a game, and that's the new meta because price of living and shit goes up, obviously. So I'll give you $80, but you fucking stop with all this bullshit. Let's stop it. No more battle passes. No more microtransactions. I want a game to come out and be complete. But I mean, the thing is that's not going to happen because what'll happen, and I'll tell you right now, games will become $80 and we'll still have battle passes and all this shit. So that's what would happen.
But you'll have people paying money though.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that there's always going to be people, Kevin, who play these wiener ass games and they pay this money for these stupid ass battle passes. And
costumes and shit.
Yeah, for costumes. I'm a dinosaur now, and it's like, how much is that? It's $20. It's like, oh, cool, you're a $20 idiot, is what you are. We played the shit out of Modern Warfare, and I have zero urge to buy the battle pass. I just want the guns. That's it. I don't give a shit about anything else. It's like there's a new character in the battle pass, which I think is already bullshit. But the character is a cosmetic thing. And again, that's not an excuse. I don't think it is an excuse for Modern Warfare. With that said, at least the guns are free.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
But yeah, with that said, not an excuse. It's still bullshit, and I will not be buying the fucking Modern Warfare Battle Pass. So but at least like Shipment, that was free. The maps that have been coming out, those are free. So I'll take what I can get. It's Activision, so I'm not surprised when they came out with the Battle Pass. I was waiting for it. I was like, where's the bullshit? Ah, there's the bullshit.
Yeah.
You are not wrong.
So 2020 on the horizon. What about movies? Anybody see any good movies?
Godzilla, King of Monsters.
Yeah, Godzilla King of Monsters.
That was the last one I saw, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
Didn't you watch Star Wars?
Nah, he didn't.
No.
He didn't see it. His little espaldita didn't let him go. He was gonna go, but they didn't have a wheelchair ramp at Tinseltown.
Oh man.
Yep, I missed that one.
You didn't miss much.
Nah, you didn't miss much.
That was
Well,
movie
like-
of the year, dude. Star Wars.
I like Star Wars, no matter what.
They should have been here for Caesar's rant.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
I say
know.
you should have been here for Caesar's rant. You would have loved it.
What was it? In a nutshell.
Nutshell.
Here's everything I hated
Anger,
about
anger,
Star
anger.
Wars.
It made him appreciate life a little bit more.
Here's everything I hate about the movie.
Huh.
Which, to be fair,
And they talked about the Mandalorian as well.
yeah, to be fair, he had a lot of valid points.
That boy needs help.
Yeah.
Again, he had valid points.
Yeah, these are all concerns that we brought up too.
Yeah, I mean, without spoiling anything, because Slim hasn't seen it, and I'm sure a lot of people here don't want the movie spoiled for him yet.
But
Like I've said
That works.
before, Star Wars
I see
is
a movie for not for protection. It's for entertainment.
for protection. What the fuck? What do you need
For entertainment.
for protection? What does that mean?
No,
Defending
entertainment.
or
That's
what?
how I see it.
Okay, but what was the word before that? You see, I don't see it for entertainment, or I don't see it for.
For protection.
He said protection, right? What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Is the movie gonna protect you?
No, I forgot what I
gotta-
said there.
You said
You gotta
protection.
wrap
I'm
it before
pretty
you
sure.
use
Yeah.
No,
Obvious.
not
You all right, old
protection.
man?
It was perfection.
Perfection. Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Ah.
Yeah, no, and to be fair, again, I'll say it again.
Infection.
I didn't.
Like boys.
I enjoyed Star Wars. I don't even remember what it's called. I enjoyed Rise of Skywalker. It was a fun movie. My advice to anybody going to see it: turn off your brain.
Yeah.
The more you think about it, the more you think about the movie, the more it's going to piss you off. If you're a person who strives for well-written, cohesive stories, this is not the movie for you. This movie story is very patchwork. There are a lot of plot holes. There are a lot of things that
A lot of potholes.
a lot of plot holes, a lot of things that it shits on from the original movies, where they establish lore basically, and this movie says, "Nah, that's not how it works. And that's not how it works anymore." And if that pisses you off, then you're gonna hate this movie. However, if you have the ability to go into a movie and turn your brain off and just enjoy the visual effects, enjoy lightsaber fights, enjoy explosions and spaceships, you will enjoy it. And I was able to do that, so I did enjoy the movie. However, I do have questions. I do think J.J. Abrams and whoever wrote this movie should have taken another pass at the script. I do enjoy story, and this movie's story was not very good.
Telling you, the movie should have been the game.
Yeah, I think,
Game should have been the movie.
like I said earlier, I feel like Jedi Fallen Order is a way better story, a way better story, basically, than Rise of Skywalker. However, with that said, again, this isn't. I don't think it was a bad movie. I don't. I think it was a bad
It was
story,
enjoyable.
but it was an enjoyable movie. I like Star Wars. I like lightsaber fights. I like X-wings and Y-wings, and this movie delivered that. I like Star Destroyers. This movie delivered that, so I can't really complain too much. However, again, if you're a perfectionist for story and it needs to be clear and concise, no plot holes, then this movie's gonna piss you off, because this movie is one giant fucking plot hole.
Yeah. You just want to go see space battles, lightsabers clashing. That's a worth movie seeing. If you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, this movie's gonna piss you off.
Yeah. I think Star Wars fans, they need to take it back a little. I'm gonna go out there and say it. I think the hardcore Star Wars fans, you guys need to chill. It's not that big a deal, man. Relax. It's okay. It's gonna be all right.
Get ready for your house to be blown up down.
I'm being civil. I'm being civil. All I'm
Hey.
saying.
Saying it in a nice way.
Yeah, I'm saying it in a nice way. I'm just saying, you guys, calm down, dude. It's
You're
just
gonna
a
have
movie.
fucking TIE fighter blow up your fucking house right now.
It's fine. It's fine. It won't work because of the
Your
plot
ass.
holes. I mean, I'm agreeing. There were a lot of plot holes in Rise of Skywalker, and I'm agreeing that if you don't like the movie, that's fine. You don't have to like the movie. I'm just saying, let's not fucking threaten to kill people and harass people on social media because you didn't like a movie.
'Cause at the end of the day, there might have been another movie that you didn't like or a movie that you liked that we didn't like. You know.
Sure, yeah. No, that's fine. All right.
Five-headed shark.
Go Shark, dude.
Five-headed
Go Shark.
Go Shark.
Right back to Go Shark.
Because
Endgame.
you said sharks.
Endgame came out this year.
And Game came out this year.
Everybody saw it.
Well,
It was a
Endgame.
very good movie.
Avengers
There are some
Endgame.
parts
Avengers.
they left a lot of key parts, but overall the movie was still good.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, just don't
no,
be
I
nitpicky about the details.
yeah.
It had its
There's
plot holes too, but it wasn't like Star Wars, where Star Wars is like
yeah. Agreed. Endgame had plot holes, but they were nitpicky plot holes. Rise of Skywalker's plot holes are a lot more in your face.
Yeah.
But Endgame was good. I think after Endgame, I got my resolution. I'm pretty much done with the MCU now at this point. I know they're coming out with Black Widow, and I gotta tell you, I could give a shit less. And that's not a knock.
Yeah.
I love Scarlett Johansson. I think Scarlett Johansson is a fucking goddess. But I got no urge to see Black Widow. I just don't care. I think we talked about it. I think Black Widow should have came before Endgame.
Yeah.
I'd care a lot more if it came before Endgame.
Chronological order is
Yeah.
very much key.
what they do is they don't. Yeah, she's a key role player in the original, Avengers, but she isn't like a big time. Oh, we should have made her a major thing. You know what I mean?
The original manga.
They're just, yeah, they're they're just filling in the whole like, well, how come she didn't get her own story? How come the other guys got them? Technically, she's just a
Hawkeye doesn't have his
a
own
person
movie.
that
I don't
was-
see what they're talking about.
Man,
but
fuck
had a
Hawkeye.
family. I mean, Hawkeye had a family, and all that was explained in the movie. What does the Black Widow have? She was just trained.
I don't know.
She was a Russian spy.
Jack shit. She lives in the
Got
Soul Stone now.
body.
She lives in
The
the
Red
Soul
Skull?
Stone, yeah.
Yeah, she is Soul Stone.
This-
I just don't care anymore. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is no longer there, and
Robert Downey Jr.
Chris Evans is no longer there, and what do we got now? We got Smart Hulk. Fuck Smart Hulk.
Well, fat,
Ruffalo.
fat Thor.
Yeah, we have
Fat
Fat Thor. We have Ferritor. I just feel like there was we
What's his name?
finally
Chris
have
Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth. We finally have a clear
Yeah, that thing.
that thing. We have a clear, concise ending to the Marvel arc, and we're gonna start a new one. And I just don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment again.
Have you watched
you
Spider-Man
love it.
Far From Home?
Yes.
Oh, the Spideyverse was the best one, dude.
Yeah,
To the Spider-Verse.
I think that would be a cool
Yeah,
idea.
they like cartoons.
What's wrong with the
Boy.
cartoons? Did you not have you seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes.
All right. Well, then fuck you. All right. It was a good movie. It's probably better than Far From Home.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
That's a dope ass
Far From Home's
movie.
alright.
The one about the dogs?
No, that's Homeward Bound.
Now you
Oh. Okay.
And Homeward
But the
Bound
shit
came out
better
like
than Homeward
more than
Bound
20
my
years
ass.
ago.
Homeward Bound is a shit. I love that movie.
Yeah.
That
It made
fucking
me
old
cry.
that old dog comes back. They're like, I can't make it. He's in the fucking mud. He's in the hole. He's like, I'm getting my shit pushed in. And that dude's like, no, come on, man, you can do it. I believe in you. He's like, no, I'm just gonna chill here. And he fucking goes to sleep. And then the family's calling out to him. They're like, dog. They all come. The cat comes. They say, hey, what's up, motherfucker? I'm here. And then the kid's waiting for his old dog. He's like, come on, buddy. And they're like, no, he's too old. He couldn't do it. And they're happy because all the other dogs made it, but he's fucking dead. And they're like, no. And then he comes limping over the fucking hill. He's like, hey, what's up, bitch? I made it.
I made it.
It's like, yes!
I made it.
Yeah. That was one of the greatest moments in history.
That shit's fucking dope, dude. I love that movie. I don't give a fuck how old I get. That movie's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
That fucking old dog, he's super dead now because, I mean, that shit came out a long time ago. But you know what? He lives on in fucking legend.
Yeah. He's legend.
Yeah. Movie of the year, Homeward Bound.
Hell yeah, nigga.
That's my pick.
You Fox and a Hound, dude.
Man, fuck Fox and the Hound.
Now you're going too far.
Man, that's too much.
Fucking, well, might as well just bring up Old Yeller in that case. Damn.
Old Yeller was a
Man,
fucking
fuck that
horrible
dude,
movie.
The brave little toaster, dude.
The Brave Little Toaster. You know what dog movie was the dopest? Cujo.
Ooh,
Cujo.
All right.
Nah, yeah, that'll put some hair on your chest.
Underdog.
Their dog.
Underdog sucks.
Fucking Airbud.
Underdog is like
Airbud.
garbage tier. It goes Scooby-Doo, Marmaduke, Garbage Piles, Underdog.
Marmaduke.
So, Endgame. It was a movie. I don't think Endgame was that great. It was good, but I don't think it deserves movie of the year. At least for me, I think. It delivered what I wanted, but I think there were better movies that came out. I would put Godzilla above it, but then again, you know, I'm just being a cuck. I'm just being a fucking Godzilla cuck because I'm a big Godzilla fan.
I missed
Halloween?
the Hulk.
All right, hold on. We gotta handle these in chronological order. You missed the Hulk,
Yeah.
One.
like regular
Smart
Hulk.
was
Yeah, Smart Hulk was kind of.
lame.
I didn't care. Yeah, there were some decisions
Professor
that
Hulk.
that I just didn't care for. Smart Hulk was funny. Don't get me wrong; it was a good comedy bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like let's not use Hulk for a comedy bit unless he's slamming fucking Thor around.
I mean, if you compare the Smart Hulk to the comic one, he wasn't fucking cracking jokes and
Yeah, he
taking
was.
pictures.
Yeah,
He was just smart.
yeah. I agree.
Could have been smartass, you know?
No,
I forgot what I was gonna say. I got. Oh, that's right. The other thing. What'd you say, Lewis? Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, that would probably
H2O?
be H2O. What the fuck? That did not come out this year. Halloween.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, the new one. The
Ultimate Mario Makers.
Ultimate what?
Ultimate Mario Makers.
Michael Myers?
Yeah.
What you say? Ultimate Oscar Myers? It's like the ultimate
Yeah,
hot dog.
dude.
Fucking. Yeah.
It's Michael Myers' weakness.
it was like a Home Alone movie.
You're a
Trick
Home Alone
him to
movie.
the basement and they trap him and burn him.
I mean,
Yeah, sure.
they also have there's also a lot of killing. There's that
I like the pumpkin head.
yeah,
pumpkin.
the cop.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got his fucking head.
I like that long
They-
continuous shot where he's in Haddonfield. He's in the neighborhoods and he's just going through the houses, kind of collecting shit. He gets the knife and he stabs that lady in the throat, and he's just walking through the houses. That was really cool. I like that a lot. Again,
some of the
that's
original
another
kills,
good
no?
one. Yeah, I mean,
It shows that people don't lock their fucking door.
why would you? It's you know, it's been a long time. You're trick or treating. It's all bustling, hustling, bustling. You know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I lock my door, but you know, you don't have to. That said, if you don't lock your door, you will die.
Especially in Halloween film.
Yeah, especially in a Halloween film, exactly. Now, I liked it a lot. Again, I probably wouldn't call it my movie of the year, just because I've watched it a couple times since then, and the more and more I watch it,
Yeah.
the more and more I notice little things that bother me about the movie. But
Yep.
it is a good movie. I do enjoy it. I do think it's a decent Halloween movie. It is definitely the best Halloween movie we've gotten in a long time.
Yeah.
Although that's not saying a lot because the Halloween series is very hit and miss. It's either really good or really shitty. There is no in between.
But you didn't like
Because it was
H2O?
meant to be.
I would consider H2O a good one. I know a lot of people wouldn't.
rappers that go to the house and they're recording.
Resurrection
What's
was
the other
fucking
one?
terrible.
Resurrection. There you go. Yeah.
Resurrection is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
H2O I enjoyed. I know a lot of people don't, but I did enjoy it because of the end. I think the battle between Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers was fucking amazing. I love that shit. She fucking whoops his ass super hard. I love the end.
Back in about 3 years again.
What? H2O?
No. Michael
Okay.
Myers and what's her face? They'll be back again.
Oh yeah, because it's a trilogy.
This is the finale. Yeah.
It's
Could
This
be
is
a Terminator type movie.
well, no, it's officially
back.
it's officially a trilogy. They are making 2 more. They are making 2 more Halloweens. It is they've already signed up for it, so it is going to be a trilogy. Now, so that means that we're probably gonna see a decline in quality. It's probably going to get shittier as we go because that's kind of what Halloween does. But at least this one was pretty good. But yeah, H2O again. It was a pretty decent movie. They had a good ending. He gets his head chopped off. Bam, boom, we're done. And then of course money. So he comes back and fucking fights Busta Rhymes. And I gotta tell you, the more and more I think about the movie, the more and more I want to gouge my eyes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking terrible movie. But again, to be fair, I mean, if you think about the original sequence of Halloweens, the movies were not great. Halloween 1, masterpiece. I think everybody can agree. Halloween 2, still good. Not as good as the first one, but still okay. Halloween 3, what the fuck happened? I know a lot of people hate it.
We're talking about the White Horse.
It was supposed to.
No, Halloween 3
It was
is
supposed to be,
the one where they were trying to make it into an anthology horror movie, a horror series.
Yeah.
Isn't
the
that
one-
where he puts the mask on that one cop and she decapitates him?
Halloween 3, there is no Michael Myers. Halloween 3 is
The only Michael Myers you see is on the TV.
yeah, it's referred to as Halloween
okay.
3 Season of the Witch. And Halloween 3 it's a cult that is trying to take Halloween back to its roots. And so their plan is
Hallows Eve.
yeah, so they have a bunch of masks that basically when these kids put it on, a video will play and it triggers the masks and the masks kill them basically. And so it's going to be a big sacrifice. The movie itself isn't a bad movie. It's actually pretty decent for its time. But
Yep.
it has nothing to do with fucking Michael Myers. It has nothing to do with Halloween. And so a lot of people, Halloween is this, and I saw it. I was like, "What the fuck am I watching? What is this?" First of all, it's called Season of the Witch. There are no witches. Where is the witch? What the fuck are we talking about? It should have been called Halloween 3 Killer Masks or some shit.
Was it the stones, like the supposed space stones, right?
Yeah,
The witch
they,
stone?
they were. I mean, it was witchcraft, I guess. Which Halloween 3 Season of Witchcraft. I mean, that would make a little bit more sense. But then there were two. Remember, there were 2 versions of the movie. One of them, the astrology symbols and the stones are a lot more prominent. And one of them, I believe it's the director's cut, which is the way it was originally intended to be. The way they stop Michael Myers is they put down those symbols, those stones, and so he stops. And those stones basically like control him. And then the guy, the black, I forget what he's called, the black figure, he puts. What are we talking about? No, that's Curse of Michael Myers. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
no, that's Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. There is no witch. No, that's Curse.
No. Yeah, no, they had that big ass moonstone that controlled the mask when the song would play.
Maybe I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know. You're probably right. I just don't remember it. It's been too long. I mean, I'm literally talking about 6, thinking it's fucking 3. That's how long it's been. And then 4, going back to it, Halloween 4 was once again pretty decent. That's the one with Jamie Lloyd. That's the one with Daniel Harris, who would return later. That one was okay. And then part 5 was just a fucking travesty. And then part 6, again, like I was just talking about, part 6 was just a fucking mess. It was so bad that there were 2 cuts of it, and they both suck. And then we went to H2O, which decent, and then Resurrection, which killed the fucking series. So they rebooted it with Rob Zombie, and that's where we got the first remake from Rob Zombie, which I think, in my personal opinion, I enjoyed. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good as the fucking first one, the original, but they never are.
That was good to you, Mikey.
Yeah, there were parts that were pretty good. I hate how we have to go back to his childhood. Everybody wants to go back to his childhood, and that's what it always comes back to. And I think, like, he should just be a psycho. Like, we don't have to. There doesn't have to be a reason. Maybe he just likes killing people. Let's stop.
Yeah, just like the original, they just showed him as a child for a little bit, and then he's like, okay, I'm an adult now.
Yeah, which is the way it should be. But again, I didn't hate it. I did enjoy the Rob Zombie take on it, and it was very Rob. It's a very much a Rob Zombie movie. So you just go in there with that mentality, and you can enjoy it. But the second one is just irredeemable. The second one is just a piece of shit.
Every time I see a Halloween movie, it reminds me of that little kid. What was that movie
Kim.
with?
Deep Blue Sea.
No, but the drunken guy that was like a superhero.
Deep Blue Sea 2.
Hitchcock?
Yeah,
Hitchcock?
remember that? Remember
The
that
Birds.
part where he throws the little kid in the air?
Oh, it was him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was young Michael Myers from the first one.
That's
That's
why
all
he
I
went
remember.
nuts, because the superhero threw him up in the air, dude.
Yeah, Will Smith abused him.
Every time I see that, it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Simple.
That was your take on that, huh?
That was his input.
That's
It had
the old
nothing
man's
to
commentary.
nothing to do with fucking Halloween. Nothing to do with the Halloween series. He brought up Hitchcock, and not even Alfred Hitchcock. He brought up the fucking terrible movie Hitchcock.
I brought it up because the little kid. That was hilarious. Even though we're talking about Halloween, but
Which I don't know why. I don't know how the fuck we ended up on this tangent. We were talking about the worst movies, and we just ended up in Halloween. Which, to be fair, it's because there's a lot.
We weren't talking about the worst movies. We're talking about the best.
We're
movies.
talking
We
about
haven't
the
even
best
gotten to
movies,
worst
dude.
movies yet.
Oh,
Yeah, because we started off with Godzilla, and then we went to Halloween, the new Halloween.
oh, that's
No, we
that
went
we
to
just-
Godzilla. We went to Endgame. We went to Spider-Man, and then into the Spider-Verse.
Have we talked about Cats yet?
then-
Oh,
What?
dude,
No.
that's a fucking phenomenal movie, dude.
Yeah, it's a definitely candidate for best movie. No, Cats.
I haven't even watched it. So
Mandy?
no.
maybe the
Mandy's a
Rob-
candidate?
No,
Rob
the
show.
new movie. You guys haven't seen the trailer for the new movie, the new Cats movie?
No.
Are you serious?
All I know is that Cats was a Broadway thing, and that
Yeah, it's based off of the
movie?
Broadway show. It's out,
Was, oh God.
and it's fucking horrible. It's getting
I don't know
shit
why you
on.
want to go see it.
It's getting fucking dunked on hard. I would love to go see it just so we could fucking laugh. I'd love to go see it just so we could review it. That'd be a great review. That'd be a good podcast. The Cats episode.
Cats.
We go watch Cats and then we talk about it.
Oh
I'm
no.
down.
We have to take Slim in a wheelchair though.
So we can dunk
Fuck
on
that,
it.
I'll
Is
carry
that-
him like
that
a
why we're
backpack.
gonna go watch it?
Pretty much, because it's getting real bad reviews.
Oh, I'll carry that old man like a backpack.
The old man pack.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it.
No,
Young
we're
enough.
come on.
I don't doubt it. I'm just saying he's an old man pack.
Okay, Hercules, come down there.
Or Hercules.
Hercules,
Or
Hercules.
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 Or a Hercules.
All right, so
Have you seen trailers for the new Doolittle movie?
to do what?
Dr. Doodle.
The new Doolittle movie.
I
Doolittle?
remember he
Uh,
came.
Robert
Dooley?
Downey- Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
The third Esquire.
Yeah,
I've seen the trailers to it. I like Robert Downey Jr., so I want to give the movie the benefit of the doubt, but it just doesn't look that interesting to me.
Ah, okay.
Eddie Murphy will always be Dr. Dolittle to me.
Oh no,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's true.
Orbit.
Norbit.
Orbit. The Nutty Professor.
Nope.
Mm. Mm.
What was
That's
that other
like-
movie? Like a long time ago? he did.
Beverly Hills Cop.
No, not. Oh, yeah, that one too. But there was a different one.
Axel
Where he was
Foley?
like a prince from another.
Pinhead.
Coming to America.
Yeah, Coming to America. There you go.
Pinhead 2.
My way.
Pinhead 2.
Fucking Hellraiser.
Yes.
There's never a Pinhead 2.
There's never a Pinhead 1.
You can't beat the
Pinhead 1
becomes
was
a Puppet Masters.
Hellraiser. Which, to be fair, the original Hellraiser, pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was. They
The,
introduced the toy maker.
Then they kept going, and all hell broke loose, and now we have fucking shit.
The first and second only.
Yeah, then they
After
just
that, it got real bad.
they just fucking fell apart. That series fell apart
Didn't-
harder, faster than Halloween.
The
Didn't
second ones were.
Child's Play remake came out this year too?
It did. It did. I didn't see it. Did anybody actually see the Child's Play remake?
I see it.
No.
Yeah, I did.
Saw it.
What'd you guys think?
Yeah, it was interesting, but it wasn't
It was
Chucky.
interesting, but it's not Chucky.
But not a bad movie, right? Because
It's-
I've heard. I mean, everybody who's seen it has pretty much said the same thing. It's not the worst movie they've ever seen. It's not terrible.
Let's put it this way. You know how back in the days it was rituals and
Yeah, he do
selecting
the
bodies?
Ana blue blood Temboa. Give me the power, I
not
beg of
this
you.
one. Not this one. This one just put technology. It's all
Some
technology. now.
asshole put a fucking army
Put it-
chip.
This
in the
guy,
toy.
they put army chips in him, and I guess they like when he was doing it, he's like,
Oh, fuck
"You're a
it, dude,
piece of
toy
garbage. You're shitty garbage. You'll never get money." He's like, "All right, asshole." But he took off all the safe protocols and then put a self-learning system in it, and then he went and killed himself. So when that Chucky got out, that Chucky was learning, and his defensive protocols would come on to kill you.
All right, boys, we're 1 hour and 12 minutes in. Thankfully, we're going to be going for as long as we fucking feel like, and we're welcoming in Mike. Hey.
Oh fuck! That means I gotta get off then.
Does not mean that at all. Mike, welcome to Podcast 1, Stingy Studios Podcast 1. All right, good talk.
Okay.
Podcast.
Good tag, bro. We'll catch you later. Right?
Boot him.
Uh,
Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going?
yeah, pretty good. For
Nice,
yourself,
nice.
Look good.
So let's
As hell. Were you old man status now or what?
Didn't sleep.
whose fault is
That
that?
makes you hurt?
The gods.
The gods, the elder gods.
The sleep gods?
Just shows Raiden poking him with a stick as he's trying to sleep.
Hey,
That's what,
Okay.
what it felt like.
Okay.
It's all tingly.
Hey, wait.
Well, let's catch Mike up real quick. So, Mike, we've discussed a couple of things.
Let's catch your
Mac.
Mac up.
I heard Mac.
Mac, yeah, Mac and me. So, Mac,
Oh,
let's catch you up real quick. We're discussing right now our favorite movies of 2019.
How to Train a Dragon.
Yeah, How to Train a Dragon. First and foremost, though, Mike, is, we did talk about Game of the Years. So, just real quick, do you have a Game of the Year?
Game of the year.
State of Decay. Yeah, way to go, Mike.
Chuck.
Shut the hell up. See, Mike killed himself. Look what you did.
Actually-
Oh, okay.
Sorry. No, honestly, Shit.
Odyssey. Didn't that game come out a long time ago?
His favorite game is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Honestly, right now, it's a toss-up between
Good and bad.
Red Dead Redemption 2
Which came out
and
last year.
Skyrim.
Which came out a lot of years ago.
8 years ago.
See, you
I'm kidding.
complaining about my choices.
To be fair, though, I've talked to Mike about this, and I know he's being a smartass. You did it with no like humor. There was no sarcasm. You were being genuine.
Yeah, of course I was.
No, okay, this year, man, I didn't get to play a lot though, cause budget's been pretty bad. But
You're a budget.
let me get back to you on that,
All right.
cause I gotta think through it.
And we did go over disappointments, and again, not a lot of games. However, I did want to bring up one thing that we did talk about. So we did the disappointments, and I did mention WWE 2K20. You want to give me your hot take on that?
Yeah, that's worst game of the fucking year. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I just don't understand
Shut up.
how that came out. So just ignore him. He's being belligerent. He had too much sugar.
Cause I'm here.
No, he's been that way all night. I have the hour and 15 minutes of footage to prove it.
Footage.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah.
You feel me?
Yes. This is a podcast.
No,
What do you think we're doing here? You think I'm just
That's a
interviewing you
recording.
guys for fun?
Yes.
No, he's
No,
capturing his screen, so he.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
be
not.
screen.
I'm not actually recording it. I have the party screen open, and that's all we're doing. You're looking at the party screen for 2 hours probably,
Maybe more.
maybe more. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, honestly, yeah, that is the worst game that came out this year. I mean, Jesus, to go from 2K19 to was so damn near perfect. It had its glitches here and there, but it was just you can just like look past them. But this was like
They were little things in 19. 2K19 was little stuff. 2K20, it was just everything was fucking broken. Everything.
William Birkin.
Broken.
and I'm thinking. And I learned my lesson because I'm such a fucking diehard fan for these fucking games. That's like, god damn.
That's
I
fine.
went full
Everybody
out
makes
for the fucking
mistakes.
collectors. I'm like, but I should have known because like advertisement, no footage, no gameplay footage. It's just the wrestlers. I'm like,
Yep.
that should have been my first clue.
Well, apparently, and this is a thing I learned. Matt McMuscles, who does this, he does a series called "What Happened." Highly recommend it. Very interesting stuff. He did a "What Happened" on WWE 2K20, and one of the things he brought up that I think is actually really, really should have been a good indicator that I didn't even fucking think about is they usually do the special editions, right? And when they do these special editions, they give you early access to the game. They let you play the game like a week early. They did have a special edition for this game. The special edition did not give you early access to the game.
That's true.
They wanted to keep a cap on it. They wanted to trick as many people as they could into buying this game as possible. So when the game came out, there was no early access. Everybody got to play the game at the same time. So everybody discovered what a fucking disaster it was at the same time. Yeah, that's pretty shafty. And it never occurred to me until I saw that in that that's not Let's Play, in that series by Matt, and that shit was very interesting. It's a good watch. I recommend it. But yeah.
Give it a watch.
So then from there we moved on. So we'll get back to your game of the year once you have a chance to think of something other than Skyrim, you fuck. We were talking about thankfully, we've been talking a lot, but we haven't made a lot of progress. We moved on to movies. We were talking about our favorite movies, so we talked about like Halloween, Endgame.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite movie that you saw this year?
Right now, Endgame has a top spot.
Nice. Yeah, for me, my favorite
And,
movie would probably be that one that what's her name? Lisa Ann did on Brazzers. That's my movie of the year right now.
One.
I like Satchmo.
But no, that was like 10 years ago.
I like Satchmo's reaction. He just went, which one? That is the correct answer.
I go with April O'Neil.
Turtles?
Sure. Why not?
Yes.
I'm sure somebody's cosplayed and gotten drilled as that.
Actually, she did.
Yeah. No,
Fucking fuel from the Togo.
I-
Fuel, give me 5.
I think Endgame was definitely it was definitely a movie. No, That's not me. That's not me being harsh in the movie. I just couldn't think of what to say. No, Endgame was a good movie. I did enjoy it. I do. It was the end of a long build up.
This is the end.
It earned it. Unlike Rise of Skywalker, I think it earned its deaths.
I'm still holding on. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really give my opinion on Skywalker.
Skywalker?
We talked about it, and like we said, not bad, not great. A lot of plot holes, but not bad. Turn your brain off when you go see it. Basically,
Yeah.
Always do.
Like we said, you like space battles and lightsabers clashing, it's a movie to go see. But if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, it's gonna piss you off.
Yep.
So in this one has a space battles.
Yeah, space battles.
New space battles.
You know what I want? I want a fucking Star Wars game that's just straight up like
Space battles.
Rogue Squadron. You know, Rogue Leader. Bring those games back.
Bring back Rogue Squadron. That's all they gotta do. Oh, what? You know what I would love though? If fucking the people that made Ace Combat would make a Star Wars game. That would be fucking badass.
Now you're talking
A lot.
crazy. I don't want
You
it to
know
be
which means-
a simulator. I want it to be like an action arcade game. Yeah, that's right.
Technically, it's definitely pretty badass though.
No.
But you know what though?
Rogue
That takes me back. Yeah,
Squadron.
out of all the games I played this year, I can actually say Ace Combat was the best one, and
So
not
that's-
because I'm biased.
That's a game of the year.
Because that's my game of the year because it's the out of everything I played. Someone in a close second would be Borderlands
That was a good one.
and
Which one?
Third King and
Three.
And close and a third would be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Nice.
As of the games that of the games that I've like played fully and all that. And with a honorable mention to actually Division 2,
Oh,
which it was to me it was a surprise hit. I mean, we actually played it a lot longer than we did the first one.
yeah. That game, when it first came out, we were hooked, man. I remember that old man was fucking. He had a chest. He still has a chest full of shit.
I do too.
Yeah,
I
that was
remember playing that game.
that was a good one. I did enjoy a lot of Division 2. The only thing that I will say is the end game stuff wasn't very good. There wasn't a lot to do once you
Yeah.
beat the main game. Hopefully they fixed that. They did fix that for Division 1. It took a while, but Division 1 ended up with a lot of shit to do, and I hope that the Division 2 sees that also.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we haven't played that game in forever, and it's because there's not really a reason to. But I agree that when it came out, man, we were hooked. We were hooked on that shit.
I'm
And a
enjoying Need for Speed Heat right now.
And a second honorable mention, Outer Worlds. The reason why, because a friend of mine was telling me to play the game, but with like your intelligence all the way down, and you get really funny ass freaking responses. So I'm going full.
Full special.
Can I say it? There you go.
Full special?
Full
Yeah.
special. Like, can I say it? I'm going
I
full
mean,
special.
I think personally, you should be able to say it because it's a fucking part of the movie. However, it is considered an offensive word.
Yeah.
With that said,
You're an offensive word.
With that said, I go full special because if you've ever seen Tropic Thunder on like TBS or some shit, that is what they censor it with. That is the that's what the dub is. Man,
Never go full special.
you never go
It's
full
better.
special.
It's better than what the fuck was that movie? Kill Bill. My name is Bill. I mean, my name is Buck, and I'm here to party. I'm like, okay.
That's not what it really says, but yeah.
I'm like,
It's not what he says, but I like it.
I mean, like party or like pointing at my nose party.
But
Yeah.
that's the censored version of it. Like, okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, as out of the games I played, yeah, I would say those are my top for the year.
that's a good it's a good selection of games. There's a lot of them there that I didn't even think of. There's some good ones up there.
Yeah. And right
I
now
do-
I'm enjoying Need for Speed Heat.
Yeah, Need for Speed Heat is also very fun. That is another enjoyable one. I think because the last couple of Need for Speeds that came out, that game, not a lot of people have it on the radar.
What was the last one we played? What was Hot Pursuit now?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Rivals?
Yeah.
Was it
Rivals was the last
Rivals,
one we played.
yeah.
Yeah, Rivals.
all together.
Rivals was a fun one too just because of the multiplayer, the way it worked. But I do like Heat. Me and Slim went through. We played it quite a bit one day, and I've played it a lot more since then. And it's fun. It's fun, man. There's a lot of good customization. No EA bullshit with all the loot boxes and all that nonsense. None of that's in there. So hopefully it stays that way.
I got another one for the movies. I just saw it because I have it right here on my damn coffee table.
All right.
John Wick 3. I just saw I just saw it last week because I bought the Blu-ray and I never watched it
All
before.
the John Wick movies
And
are fucking awesome.
I've never seen a single one.
well,
Hell
you're
is
lucky.
wrong with you?
No, you're lucky because tomorrow I'm gonna bring all three so you can watch them.
Nice. I will check
at
them
your
out.
leisure.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not from lack of trying, lack of wanting to. It's just they're not on any streaming service. So I missed the first one, so I never saw it. And so the second one came out, and I was like, "Oh, dope! I'll see the first one." And there's nowhere to watch it. I was like, "Never mind. I guess I just won't see it." So I've never seen him. I missed that boat, and I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan, and that was before everybody got all fucking wet for him. I used to love him as a fucking Neo, man. I loved the Matrix movies.
Well,
Even though
John Wick 4 and The Matrix 4 are coming out together.
yeah, I know a lot of people hate
yeah.
the Matrix movies, and I understand, but I loved them mostly because I'm a
True
fucking
that.
sucker for.
I'm
that.
looking forward to fucking Bill and Ted too. Bill and Ted.
Oh,
3.
that too. Yeah, that's gonna be
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
great. I used to love those movies also. Bill and Ted, Bogus Adventure, Excellent Adventures were fucking great.
Station.
Yeah, you could never go around with his name,
and
Death.
Yeah,
and me and Frank's favorite character, Death.
yeah.
You may be a king or chimney sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper.
No,
See, I have that memorized from the damn movie.
those are classic movies. Hopefully they're good, which they should be.
And you know what though? I gotta say this. I only had one small gripe with Endgame.
Vagina boob.
Yes. How'd you know? No, the only thing that got me was freaking when Captain America said "Avengers Assemble." I mean, he screams it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Avengers! And he's like, when he comes in close, assemble. What? What? Can they just like use it as a fucking battle cry? Avengers, assemble! See, that would have been cool. But still, I'm not saying like it doesn't take away from how badass it was. I'm just saying, he just could yell it. You know?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense because nobody fucking heard him except for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah.
that's the only gripe I had. But still, it was still fucking epic just to hear it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, it's easy to let go because that was the best part of the fucking movie. When everybody comes in, and everybody's throwing hands, the most shit happens, and it's just the best part. There's so much good shit happening. I like where he has he has Mjolnir. He's
Hammer.
fucking using it, yeah, and he throws it, and he calls for the hammer to come back, and he gets the big hammer, and fucking Thor does it, and he gets the little one, yeah. And Thor's like, no, you take the small one. That's
No, I can play one.
yeah, I love that shit.
No. You take the little one.
Yeah, I love that.
His face though when he got excited, he's like, "I knew it, yeah."
Yeah, I like that Thor gets happy about it too. That's pretty cool. I like the
It was funny
callback.
because call back to fucking Ultron.
Mm-hmm. Nah, but it was a fun movie.
Yeah.
Anybody see any shitty
It's
movies?
crazy.
What?
Ghosts.
Anybody see any shitty movies?
The Room?
I mean, this year that came out this year, The Room. I don't think I did. There's not really a movie I could think of that I didn't really enjoy.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't watch movies regularly, so I just watch what I want to watch.
Yeah, same.
And
Exactly.
And all the ones I wanted to watch weren't bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's some movies that I would consider good that I think people would disagree with, but there was nothing I saw that I would consider bad. Like, I know a lot of people would consider Rise of Skywalker a bad movie, but I don't think it's a bad movie. So
You loved
there's,
it.
I didn't love it, but I liked it.
You loved it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it because not because I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan, it's because honestly, I watched to see what whoever wrote who wrote the movie
Watch the
wanted
scene.
wanted us to see. You know, like it's
You wanted to see their vision.
yeah. I'm not gonna be like the and you know what, I'm gonna bring back an expression, the fucking lip wipers that like you ruined Star Wars for me. Like, dude, just you're complaining about
Lip
something in order to relive
wipers.
relive a moment in your childhood. Come on, man, that's not gonna happen.
I think the issue with Rise of Skywalker is there wasn't much of a vision. And that I can agree with. There wasn't much of a vision. A lot of this movie is spent fixing, and I'm using air quotes here, fixing The Last Jedi.
I can't see them.
And just making, there were a lot of questionable decisions where I think a lot of people, and it's a good point, that the issue with this movie is it doesn't appear that there was a vision. With that said,
From the MCU?
it's still enjoyable to watch. It's still fun. There's still moments that you're going to go, holy shit, that's cool. There's one moment in particular that we talked about that I really love in that movie that I won't spoil. But
Yeah,
there are
it's-
moments in that movie. It is a treat to watch. It's just, if you're going in for story, you're not going to be. It's not. That's not what the movie's for. It's not a story-driven movie. There's not a good story in it.
Just put it this way, I lost count how many times Andy opened his arms.
Yeah, I kept throwing my arms up like, what the fuck? Really? That happens a lot. Because there's a lot. The movie really, it takes a lot of established lore and it throws it out the window. And it says, and there's no explanation for why. It does the Destiny thing where I don't have time to explain what you want me to explain. It does that a lot where I don't have time. I'm just not going to go over it. How did this happen? I don't have time. Why is this the way it is? I don't have time. And the more you think about it, the more and more you'll find that your enjoyment of the movie is affected. However, if you go in there and you just kind of turn your brain off and you just look at flashy lights and lightsaber fights and just have fun with it, you'll find it's an enjoyable movie.
Yep.
It's a fun, and that's the way I would describe it. How do you describe Rise of Skywalker? It's a fun movie. It's fun. It doesn't have to be a
I'll be honest-
masterpiece.
Yeah, honestly, to be honest, it's like the last two. I mean, I love Force Awakens because someone put it in the right spot. It's like it made you feel. Made you remind you of A New Hope because it took the bad taste out of the prequels out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit something nostalgic, and then they went to something different,
Mm-hmm.
which I liked because it was like, okay, cool. You gave us something. Okay, it was. You gave me something familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And now with Last Jedi, I'm like, oh, so this is the path they're going for. I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? Because it made me think, like, okay, so how's this gonna happen?
Yeah.
But
That's
but
sweet.
pretty much. But what got to me though was like they could have done what Lucas did, like with the 3 years, because every movie was like about 3-4 years. So it's like things happen beforehand, in between. So that's why it's all different. Cool, but it's like I feel that A Force Awakens and Last Jedi could have been one big fucking movie. Like it just fits. I know it happens right after the other, but it just feels like it's one movie.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like it's a movie 1 and 2. It just feels like one movie, and then like you're still waiting for like episodes 8 and 9.
Yeah. Now the
That's how
issue
it felt to me.
The issue with Rise of Skywalker is that it does a lot of retconning. So there's a lot of things that happen in The Last Jedi that it just kind of throws away. There's a lot of characters in The Last Jedi that are prominent that it just throws away. Basically, a lot of things that happen in The Last Jedi, it doesn't acknowledge them. Or it completely undoes them. And it's because they were done by different people. And so a lot of the shit that happened to The Last Jedi is rendered inconsequential in this movie.
Yep.
And again, I'm not saying that that's necessarily a terrible thing,
Bad thing.
but if you're going to watch all the movies in sequence, when you watch The Last Jedi and you jump to Rise of Skywalker in the future, you're going to go, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because this movie goes out of its way to undo a lot of shit that The Last Jedi did. And I understand that a lot of people didn't like it. I personally didn't feel that way. I thought The Last Jedi was fine. It was an okay movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was the best Star Wars movie ever, but I enjoyed it. It was fun for what it was. But now that you have this movie coming in and undoing everything that the last movie did, when you watch them, it's not going to be a fluid viewing experience. You're going to have this moment in Rise of Skywalker where you go, what the fuck? Like, dude, I just saw this movie. What happened here? Where did this go? What happened to this? What is this? Why is this the way it is now? Because this movie does a lot of retconning. There's a lot of, oh, that didn't happen. Oh, that didn't matter. Oh, this character doesn't matter anymore. And it's just like, what the fuck happened? What happened? They should have focused. Yeah, they should have focused on the movie itself and not so much on undoing what the last movie did.
And that's why I feel that the hardcore fucking fans fucked it up.
Yeah, no,
Because
they
all
did.
they did was bitch and complain about. They're trying to cater to the hardcore crowd, where it's like, just write your story.
I agree. I think you gotta let it go. I know people were pissed off, and a lot of people handle it in a really shitty way. With that said, as a filmmaker, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta let it go. But the issue is that they were done by two different people, and so apparently this person, which was J.J. Abrams and whoever was writing for him and with him, he had a different vision, and so. Whereas the old school movies, you had George Lucas that kind of oversaw all of them. With these last three, the first one was Abrams, the second one was somebody completely different, and the third one they went back to Abrams, and it was tumultuous. There's a lot of in betweens too. I was watching Funhouse. They did a review / they talked about Rise of Skywalker, and they made it known that there's a person in charge at Disney, and they fucked around with the directors and producers a lot, where we had a lot of producer changes, a lot of director changes, and somehow we ended up back at Abrams, and so the movie is very disjointed. There's a lot of disjointed. This trilogy, I should say, is very disjointed, where it's not cohesive at all, and Rise of Skywalker is not cohesive at all.
Yep.
With that said, take it for what it is. Go in there with an open mind and just kind of turn your brain off. And it's fun. It's a fun movie. I just,
Arms wide open.
Yeah, with legs wide open.
Open.
Just when people with Last Jedi, they had a lot of grievances, and I agree. And a lot of people have grievances with Rise of Skywalker, and I agree. It's not a perfect movie. It's not a great movie. It's a very divisive movie. However, with that said, I enjoyed it. I can admit that a movie is flawed. I can admit that a movie has some massive plot holes, but I can still admit that I liked it. Didn't bother me that much. But yeah, that's gonna be heading into 2020. That's gonna be a whole fucking thing, man. Star Wars is the thing is too is people are saying like, oh, you ruined Star Wars. It's like, calm the fuck down. Star Wars is fine. They didn't ruin Star Wars, okay? Rise of the Skywalker, Rise of the Skywalker. You're just not going to be able to watch that movie if you don't like it. You know what I mean? They ruined that movie. Star Wars is fine. You're okay. Calm down, Snowflake. It's going to be all right.
Watch out. Just watch the older ones. You'll be fine.
Yeah, just watch the Mandalorian.
It reminds you of freaking the Clerks cartoon when one of the characters has to go to court, and then they call George Lucas as a witness, and he just fucking bitches at him about how bad the Phantom Menace was. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that just sums up the fandom now. Like,
Phantom Andy?
Nah, the Phantom Slimus.
Phantom Andy.
Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace. I like that one. Yeah, and the thing is too is I do like these newer movies. I think they're gonna hold up better than the prequels. With that said,
Yeah.
that's not saying a whole lot.
Yeah,
That's
but,
true as
there's-
well.
but they should have just done the same formula as the other ones. Like, establish the movie at this timeline, and then the next movie is like 3 years later, or a couple of years later, where like stuff happens, and then the next movie's gonna be another couple of years later because it helps out because instead of like hey, how come this character looks way fucking older than he was before in the last movie, even though it's taking place in the next day after? It's like, come on, just give it some continuity. It's like.
Yeah, the thing with these movies is there is no continuity.
Yeah, Disney wants to produce everything as fast as they can.
Yeah,
Why do
because
you
I'm
think
money.
so many Marvel movies came out so fast?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to you. You got to remember these are businesses, and so money.
Yeah.
Well, what if we do this? Well, what if money? you know, and I understand, money. I just think that sometimes maybe we should take a step back from money and think
Put
about
in some
quality. Yeah, exactly. How about quality? Nah, but money. But if we do quality, we get money.
You can get more money.
Yeah. But Rise of Skywalker, I do.
Skywalker?
Rise of
Squire?
Rise of Skywalker.
Quake Walker.
I think people need to relax. However, with that said, let's not give death threats and let's not threaten people and let's not fucking try and shoot people over this movie. With that said,
Fuck them Star Wars fans.
shut
Hey,
up.
Wayne. You guys are the brave.
Says the man whose favorite movie is freaking Black Panther.
He never finishes.
Yeah, he never freeze. The thing about Slim,
Never
he never freeze.
Never freeze.
It says the guy who's playing No Man's Sky, dude. He is the Skywalker.
Basically, yeah.
Nah, but
He's
I think
that
Star Wars
Jedi that
fans-
refuses to become one with the Force.
yeah, Popoloids.
Papa.
No, but let's be civil because they have valid points, man. Like, just because you hated the movie doesn't mean you have to threaten to kill somebody. With that said, I see your point. I see a lot of people are pointing out plot holes, and like I watched Angry Joe where he pointed out 40 plot holes, and this is me who enjoyed the movie, and every single plot hole he pointed out, I was like, yeah, I see it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's fair. 40 plot holes, dude. That's fucking ridiculous. And every single one, I was like, shut the hell up. You, with your fucking clicky noises. Every single plot hole he brought up was valid. I think, at least.
Yeah, he needed to stop with clicky noises.
That was you. Shut the hell
That
up.
was you, Josh.
I have the screen open, you shitbird.
It can be ugly about it, right?
So,
Oh man.
we are, as at the time of filming this, less than a day away from 2020, the end of a decade.
No.
What is how's everybody
Feeling
feeling?
the last day, 24 hours remain.
Basically, you're not wrong. How
Not
did
all about what?
how did 2019 treat
Yeah,
everybody?
sweet.
How's everybody's year? Did anybody get shit on by 2019?
Yeah.
Look at you, Slim.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Major back problems.
Oh, it's not funny. He's in a lot of pain.
All right.
It's funny
It's
because he is
hilarious.
in a lot of pain.
Not funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Slim.
I'm gonna go into next year the same way too.
Oh, boo-hoo, cry me a fucking river. I went into this year in a fucking hospital. You'll be fine.
That's right. I remember.
Yeah, so for those not in the know, last year I spent New Year's Eve in a clinic. So I guess I'll tell the whole story because it's pretty interesting. It's funny, and I won't omit any detail because this will be fun.
It started on my birthday.
Yeah, so it started.
Did you text
It started
Peter
on this day, right? Because it's or not this day. No, yesterday.
Yeah.
It started on the 29th.
On my birthday.
Yeah.
You look like shit on my birthday.
Yeah, so you came over. We were watching the UFC, right? We were watching the
What you
UFC.
guys do on the birthday that you got sick?
We had sex, but no, that's a that had nothing to do with it. The sex was great. No,
Steph infection.
It's the best birthday gift ever. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that right now.
no,
Gift that
but-
keeps on giving.
hell yeah. You haven't come until fucking my hands have made you come. But no, it's So we were watching the UFC. We were watching the UFC, and I just got explosively ill. All of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna throw up, and then all of a sudden I got fucking super cold, dude. I was like freezing fucking cold. So I was like, sorry, Satchmo, I feel like shit. I disappeared to my room. I jumped in bed. I fell asleep for a bit. I felt a little bit better later on, so I came out of my room. I watched the rest of the UFC, but I felt fucking out of it. A little bit. I still felt out of it. So I was wrapped in a blanket. Next day I woke up and I felt better a little bit. I mean, not 100%, but I felt a lot better. However, I started to notice that I was getting this fucking like huge, like it was like a cyst right on the side of my thigh. It was on the right side of my leg, on my inner thigh. And
Next to the testicles.
yeah, right next to my fucking Jimmy. And it fucking hurt, dude. Like, it hurt to the point where I could barely walk. And I felt the same. It was there the day before, too. But I hadn't really thought about it because I was feeling like shit. But this thing fucking sucked. And so, me and my infinite wisdom, I was like, you know what I'll do? I'll lay in the bathtub. I'll put up a bath, and I'll fucking, because it hurts, I'll kind of just soak it in some warm water. And so I had done this before also, and I'm pretty sure this is where I got the infection. So I did this and went about my day. The next day, it wasn't getting better. If anything, it was getting a little worse. It still hurt like a motherfucker. I felt really sick again and couldn't figure out why. And this was on New Year's Eve. And I remember we had made plans on New Year's Eve, like we did this New Year's Eve. So knock on wood that fucking this doesn't happen again. But we had made plans
Stay away from Satchmo.
to fucking hang out. And so that New Year's Eve, I had to call everybody, text everybody. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So literally that New Year's Eve, I went to a doctor, a clinic that was open near the house. It was like a 24-hour clinic bullshit. And so I go with Pete. I go to this doctor, and he's like, oh, yeah, you're real sick. He's like, that's really bad. He takes a look at my leg, and he's like, that's terrible. He's like, you're really sick. And so he's like, oh, okay, I know what it is. You got diabetes. And I was like, what the fuck? I have diabetes? Where the fuck did this come from? He's like, yeah, no, that's very common when you have diabetes. You get that shit. You get a lot of like little pimples on you. He's like, yeah, you have diabetes. And he's like, I'll tell you what, let me check. He's like, when you have diabetes, you tend to get hemorrhoids. He's like, so I'm going to check your anus for hemorrhoids. So,
Okay.
yeah, so
It's real slow now, okay?
shut the fuck up. So he has me pulled on my pants. He has me pulled on my pants. And might I add, this whole time my fucking pants are down, right? My dick is just out because he's looking at the inner thigh. So he puts on a glove. And he's like, all right, go ahead and turn over. And fucking Pete's there with me, and he's like mortified. He's like, I don't want. He's covering his eyes. I don't want to look at his dick. I don't want to look at his ass. And so the doctor turns me over. He puts on his glove, lubes up his finger, and puts a finger up his ass. Puts a finger up my ass. Puts a finger. He put the finger up his ass to lube it up, and then he put it up my ass, and then he fucked me. No.
See, where the story turns kind of weird is he remembered that the doctor had both his hands on his shoulders.
Yeah. No. And it was great. I haven't come like that ever since. No. The doctor puts his fucking finger up my ass. I've never had anything up my ass before, and I got to tell you, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
I came
The old man
so
can.
hard. Yeah,
Confirm
the
this.
old man can.
Multiple
Yeah,
fingers
the
in
old
there.
man knows. If the old man can tell you anything, you haven't lived until you've had your fucking prostate milked. It is just the fucking cat's pajamas.
Magnifique.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. So anyway, the doctor makes me come, and so he takes his glove off, takes his hand out, and he's like, "Yeah, there's nothing in there." He's like, "But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you have diabetes." Like that's it. He's just like, "I'm pretty sure you have I put my finger in your ass, and there was no pimples or hemorrhoids, but you got diabetes. I'm pretty sure." So anyway, he gives me some fluids. He gives me some antibiotics. Yeah, he gives me a kiss on the cheek. He slaps me in the ass. He sends me on my way.
Like, yeah, there's something in there. You sure?
The
Doc?
lower
You
cheek.
want to search a little bit deeper?
You're absolutely, positively, like 100% sure.
Yeah, so we have sex and all that shit. Anyway, afterwards I go home. Literally, I don't even remember fucking New Year's Eve. It was terrible. I'm pretty sure I slept most of the day after I got home. A lot of pain, very uncomfortable. Next day I wake up and it's worse. It hurts even more. The cyst has gotten bigger. I still feel like shit. And so the doctor told me, if you don't feel any better, if it keeps feeling worse, go to an ER. So I'm like, okay. So I told my parents, I'm like, yeah, it's not better. They're like, nah, it'll be fine. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And so I took a shower, and when I got out of the shower, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I need to go to a doctor. So I'm like, I know how to get this. So I go to my parents, and I put, the towel covering my junk, but I show them the cyst. I'm like, look. And they're like, they took one look at it, and they're like, all right, let's go to the doctor. Like, all right, let's go to the ER. It was fucking bad, dude. So I go to the ER. We get there, and the doctor looks at it. The doctor's like, oh, that's a skin infection. And I'm like, what? I'm sorry? He's like, yeah, it's a skin infection. I'm like, oh, well, I talked to a doctor yesterday. He said he was diabetes. He's like, I mean, it could be part of it, but that's a skin infection. That's not just diabetes. That's a skin infection. You're infected. How long has it been like that? And so I rattle off, it's been a couple days. Here's my symptoms. And they're like, oh, well, that infection, if it's gotten to your blood, like it can kill you. Like it's really, 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 really bad. We're going to have to take blood work. We have to do all this shit. And you're going to be staying here for the night. And so I'm like, cool. I guess I'm staying here. So I spent New Year's Day in the hospital. New Year's Eve in a clinic, New Year's Day in the hospital. I go up to my room, and first of all, they do blood work. I don't have diabetes. I'm not even close to diabetic. Doctor's like, that guy's a fucking idiot. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He's just like, you have diabetes. What test did you run? I put a finger in his ass. Like, okay, yeah, no, that's not how you diagnose diabetes. That doctor raped you. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. I loved it. So I end up spending.
You never called again.
Yeah, he took my tags.
One night.
I end up spending
one night stand.
I ended up spending 6 days. I ended up spending pretty much the first week of 2019 in the hospital. Some highlights were I think it was the second day I was there. They did an ultrasound on this cyst I had, and holy shit, the absolute worst pain I have ever fucking felt. That woman, because they had to check deep into my skin, so she was like stabbing me with this fucking machine. Might add, this thing is huge already. I can barely walk. The first day I got there, I was bedridden. They told me you can't get out of bed. Literally, if I had gotten out of bed, an alarm would go off. That's how bad it was, because I could barely walk. It hurts so bad. And so this woman is fucking stabbing me with this ultrasound machine. Shit fucking sucked. It was so fucking bad. They wake you up every hour and a half or 2 hours to take my blood work the first couple days, because this infection's terrible. And if it goes to my skin, then if it goes to my blood, then it's become a real issue. Then then they got to do something else, because if it goes to the blood, it's really fucking bad. Thankfully it doesn't. Thankfully everything comes out okay. After 6 days, after fucking 6 long ass days, I get out finally, and Yeah, that's how I started my year. Went back to that doctor and we had more sex, but other than that, it was terrible. It was a fucking shit experience.
Oh,
So
man.
hopefully 2020 we can bring it in a little bit better. Knock on wood. that fucking sucked. What about you guys? Who got their tags taken in 2019?
Old man.
Well, as far as 2019, it's been pretty weird. Started college again, having to get into that whole rhythm. Shit.
You got fingered?
Just my, nah, no. Well, yeah, by fucking educational system, yeah.
Yeah, I'm back in college too, so I'm there with you. It's funny because literally, I came out of the hospital and I had about a week and a half to recover, and then I started college. When I started back in school, I was still sick.
Yeah, and kind of sucked.
Yeah,
But my grandma's been in and out of the hospital all this year, so with her,
that's scary.
yeah. Well, yeah, I started off the year over there with her, so like because she had an accident and my aunts weren't paying attention to her, so my mom's like, "Well, we need to go take care of her." I was like, "All right." That's essentially why I couldn't even like hang out with you guys or message you guys because I had little to no service over there.
I remember that.
But other than that, it's just been fucking studying and getting my fucking shit pushed in because I'm not smart. You know?
No, you're smart. It's just college is hard.
Yeah.
You're smart. The issue with college is this is a lot of fucking work, dude. I can attest because this last semester I had so much fucking homework. I wanted to cry every night I got home from fucking school. Is like fucking 5-6 essays that I got to write, and instead of writing them, I'm fucking on here playing with the fucking old man and this animal.
That's how it works.
Yeah, so like the day before the fucking paper's due, I'm like, oh shit, I should do that. Fucking 2 a.m. and I'm fucking writing a paper because I've been playing fucking Monster Hunter with these assholes.
True story.
Yeah,
In a fucking delirious state of rage, you're writing it.
yeah, pretty much. Thankfully, straight A's. Whoa.
Yeah.
So Slim, tell us about your back. The one of the last podcasts we did is when Slim first like got his back hurt, and it was called the Slim's back episode. Unfortunately, that podcast never made it. Yeah, that's what I named it. But we lost the footage because there was no audio from everybody. But thankfully, we could bring that back. Slim, tell us about your spine.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about it?
What does it look like? How does it feel?
Of
Do you
course, I
have a
haven't seen
rubber
my
duck?
spine. The hell am I going to see my spine?
With your
X-rays?
Yeah, X-rays.
It's X-rays.
Your doctor didn't take X-rays?
He didn't feel it?
Yeah. I had a
He fingered you.
MRI.
You had a what?
MRI.
Okay, so then what did the
RJ.
MRI say? Tell me about it.
Well, pretty much in his words, I'm pretty fucked up. 3 areas in my back.
You said in his words, so he told you you're pretty fucked up.
Yeah, they have a lot of damage.
From what? What the
How
fuck were
did
you?
it occur?
How did you hurt your back? First of all, what the fuck were you doing?
It started off
What were
at
you
work.
doing?
Playing pocket pool.
Yeah, he was
He's
playing
in the
marbles.
a floor washer.
What?
It's a floor waxer.
Oh,
Goes
you
side to
slipped?
side a lot. Nah. It's
didn't
the
slip?
movement.
Oh, were you like trying
Repetitive
to
action.
Did it gyrate too much for you?
repetitive action?
Equal
And back
opportunity
then,
offender.
Back then, I only had 2
Too much machine for you?
herniated discs.
2 nipples.
Herniated discs. Now I have 4.
Too much
Damn.
vibration.
So. Plus, I've fallen like 4 times already. So.
Yeah, that hasn't helped
At work.
anything.
Yeah, dude, that's how you get workers' comp, right?
Fuck workman's comp, man.
We're way past that.
Workman's?
Workman comp is a bunch of bullshit.
Slim's back has been exploded since September, so Fuck, dude.
Oh, shit.
He's been out of work for a while.
He's been MIA.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally.
So you get that surgery or what?
On the 2nd of January, I get my nerve test.
Uh-huh.
Then we'll see.
He's just gonna remove the
don't know.
nerves. He's gonna
Eat it.
He's gonna take your nerves out. He's like, there you go. Now you can't feel it.
If my nerves are too damaged, he's gonna go ahead and say I need surgery.
But I mean, what's the
needing surgery if it's a
yeah?
stable.
What's the alternative? Like, what is the alternative to surgery? What do you, just like a chiropractor or what?
No, him giving me pain pills.
But I mean, pain pills aren't working. Pain pills don't fix the problem. The problem
Like putting a bandage on it.
the problem remains.
They don't even mask the pain anymore that much.
Yeah, pain pills don't fix the problem because your back, the discs are still herniated. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think what we do is, and I've said this before, we put you in one of those
Long as
medieval
Josh is
torture
not
devices. No, he'll be there. We put you in one of those medieval torture devices where we turn the crank, like one of them hangs onto your upper body, one of them hangs onto your lower body. We set it to medium and we crank that shit. Straighten you right out.
No, cool device.
Huh?
Cool device.
What'd you say?
A cool device.
A cool device? We're gonna put some in cool devices.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But which one?
The one where the bunny girls have sex. That's what I'm talking about. It's like they're bunny girls and it looks like
Yep.
they're on a spaceship.
Yep.
They have space battled.
Yeah, they have space battles with their pussies.
Space battles.
It's a battle of clam chowder.
Show me potato salad. All right, so we're at the 2-hour mark.
Get the fucking meatballs.
Yeah, take one down, pass it around, look at the fucking meatballs. So why don't we get some final thoughts in here? Anybody got
Who is your
resolutions?
daddy? What does he do?
That's not a resolution. Shut the hell up. Anybody got any 2020 resolutions? Real ones, not like I'm gonna lose weight, and then you do it for fucking 15 minutes, and then you're like, I'm gonna eat this pizza.
Oh, the things that I'm not gonna keep.
My resolution that honestly I do want to do is not fuck up enough to lose my job.
You're a playboy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's fair. You like this new job, Mike? This one you're working?
Honestly, this is a great job. I fucking love this job.
That's good. That's good.
Honestly, at one point I worked like a whole week straight, and I was like, really? It was a week? Shit.
Nice. That's good,
You
man.
didn't
Compared
even
to-
notice. Your days just
No,
became
and
one day.
Yeah, and compared to the last fucking job where it's like, I work one day, is my week over yet?
That last one was so bad I wrote a paper on it.
Yep. Yep.
I got an A in that class.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was Welsh. That was last semester. That wasn't even this semester. That's the semester before this. I got an A in that class.
Well,
To be fair, I've gotten nothing but A's. I'm not to brag or anything. I mean, I kind of have to because financial aid. I want to keep that shit. If I lose financial aid,
fuck yeah.
I lose the ability to go to school. So I got to keep good
Yeah.
grades. So I got to bust my ass. And so, you put in the effort and it's A's.
yeah.
To be fair,
You and
I
I are in
haven't.
the same boat.
Yeah, but to be fair, my class has been pretty easy. It's like just do the work and you'll get an A. I haven't really had a class where it's like even putting in all the work and busting my ass. I haven't. I've been struggling. As long as you do the work, you're all right. But
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm going into computer sciences class and programming there. It's like, oh, well, you did the work, but what's this? It's not supposed to go this way. Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
So I still got A's. It's just
they fingered
you
you.
have to really work for it.
Yeah. So Mike, resolution: don't diddle anybody at his job. Respectable. Lewis, what's your resolution?
Fucking just keep straight A's.
Not diddle anybody at school. respectable. Slim, what's your resolution?
We'll stop hurting in 2020.
To stop getting
You back.
diddled in the spine. That's a respectable resolution too.
Well, he knows how to do that, but he won't do it.
I mean, well, to be fair, Slim doesn't really know yet. He has to go talk to the nerve specialist.
It's still up in the air.
Yeah. See what happens. We have to give him a backectomy.
Backectomy.
Yeah. They're gonna have to install one of those fins, like fucking like the Spinosaurus. Slim's gonna be a fucking Spinosaurus.
He's gonna be a land shark.
Yeah.
We can call him the Great Jaggers.
He already is a great Jaggerus. And Satchmo, what's your resolution, homie? Get swole?
That and dude, you can finally be some money bags next year and finish my truck. Restore my black beauty out there.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while since I've seen that truck.
It's been down.
That's right. The last time I saw it, it was fucking exploded on the side of the highway. I remember that.
Uh-huh.
I still have that video on my phone. I still have that shit of where you were fucking changing your tire. I remember that.
This
We
is
had
that
a
day.
fucking rescue mission.
That day when the tire exploded, it messed up my front suspension to the truck.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
They popped that bad, huh?
But it kind of popped bad, and then I kind of pushed it more. So one day, from literally my job's like down the street, like 5 minutes away, and you know how the highways are, what, 55? I couldn't even
Yeah.
to that, dude. I had to. The most I could get was 35.
With that
Anything higher than
vibration.
that, yeah, anything higher than that, the fucking truck will vibrate like there's no tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Until
you
it felt
couldn't drive
great.
55, huh?
Felt great. I was gonna come, but I had to stop.
It's great for dates.
So yeah, it's been sitting there since, little by little, been restoring it.
That's good.
What kind of truck is it?
It's an '85 C10 Chevy Silverado,
It's a
Oh yeah.
classic.
89 Honda.
Ooh, 85. Nice.
Yeah, so, and I'm still trying to convince your dad, put me down as a, beneficiary. If he goes, I can have that Nova.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say no.
That bitch, you know nothing about
That-
muscle
that-
cars.
I don't know anything about muscle cars, but I know that Nova is fast, and I like to go fast.
It's a yeah. it's a beautiful
All
car.
right, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, the
I
thing
don't
is,
remember.
here's
You
the
got-
thing is,
you
I don't
got
know
something with
shit about cars, but like I see a Bel Air on the street and I know what I like, and it's like that's fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? And the Nova's one of those where I see it, I'm like, I don't know shit about what is under you, but I know that I want to be inside you.
Yeah.
It's a lot like when I see a hot woman. Like I know nothing of you, but I know I want to be inside you. We're not male chauvinists.
Well, your dad got the new car push. Okay, what do you do with that? That's fine. You don't need it. I need it more.
Your dad's fine with bury me in the car. All right.
It's because I think he bought a badass distributor for that car, and I was like, you don't need this. I need it more than you.
Maybe I don't know what a distributor is. You say distributor, and I pictured a guy handing out hot dogs.
Almost kind of like it.
You put him in the car, and he handles like feeding the car. That way, your car doesn't get hungry.
Feed it hot dogs.
gasoline bars.
It's powered by hot dogs, dude.
I picture your dad's fun of Will's. As bury me in the car, dip my bike in bronze, and put it as a tombstone. All right.
No one gets the car.
Yeah, my dad's gonna be
Go
like,
with the car.
bury me with the car.
Yeah, it's essentially what I'm doing.
I like that we're
It's
killing my dad. My dad's still, he's barely like 55. Can we not?
I apologize.
Your dad comes in. Hey, fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I mean, most of the people in this party will be here tomorrow, so I'll make sure I'll let them know what you guys are saying. I'll show them the podcast.
Not today, dude.
He knows what,
Hey, I'll
he
tell
knew
him.
what this
Hey, I'll
was.
tell him straight up. Yeah, you're on your way right to bury me in the car and dip my bike in bronze and put it as a tombstone.
Hold on.
He'd be like, "Hey, good idea."
He's like, that's fair. You're making a lot of sense right now, Mike.
Like, hey, good idea. Hey, babe, get my will.
I need to go get it notarized tomorrow.
That's fine. I have no interest in the motorcycles, so you can do that.
Motorcycles are pretty. I like those too.
Just
Yeah, but I'm just not a
done
motorcycle
and
guy. It's not really so much the driving of the motorcycle. I think that's fine. The issue is that people don't know how to drive.
Yeah.
That's my main
Yeah,
issue.
they don't.
Yeah, I guess my
having
resolution
those
is just not go to the hospital in 2020. That'd be pretty hype. I'd go shoot for something realistic here. I just would like to not go to the hospital in 2020, and that goes for any reason. That goes for visiting anybody or going in myself. If I could not go to the hospital in 2020, I'd be a pretty happy guy. Every time I go to the hospital, it sucks. So let's just not do it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Slim, too. You fuck.
Yeah, I don't want to go visit you in the hospital.
Yeah, it wasn't great, and I don't want to go visit. I had to visit my grandmother quite a bit in the hospital this year, and she's still here. She's still kicking ass. So hopefully, knock on wood, keep it that way.
Cherokee blood.
Yeah, well, it's my grandma Marcus. It's more.
It's a Cherokee blood.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine. I'll accept it. 2019, we lost a piggy. We lost Piggy Power. We lost the Shady Lady, aka Black Dynamite. But she lives on in our hearts with our family.
With the snickerdoodle.
Exactly. Ebony and Ivory are together again, and with our family, we're dog owners. So you're the shitty part about being a dog owner is more often than not, knock on wood, that you're gonna outlive your pet, and it sucks. It's the shittiest part about being a dog owner. With that said, wouldn't change it for the world. Stingy died, and you don't replace her, but you enrich another life, and so that's how we ended up with Dorito. And thankfully, before Piggy passed away, we ended up with Blue, and she got to meet Senorita before she passed. So Senorita passed. She passed her some knowledge, some wise tips. And so we were 5 for a little while, but now we're back to 4, and hopefully we can keep it that way for many more years.
Long time.
Yeah.
Being a turtle owner, I have the risk of my turtle outliving me.
That's a good thing, though. I mean, you could pass down your turtle to like your nephews or your son or something. Be like, here, I leave this to you, and the fucking turtle's like, "Hoi!" And he fucking gives him a nod. Hoi.
Hoi. Yeah.
This year I lost my little guy Seffi.
Yeah, I remember.
Which was the youngest of my dog's brood. So I'm fearing my little guy's time is soon.
This year I dodged a bullet.
Like literally?
Because poor little.
Well, not a real bullet. It's just saying the girl I was messing around with.
She's pregnant.
Yeah, but thank God. Like I waited 3 months. When I went to go check, it wasn't mine. I was like, yeah.
Today we lost our dogs, and Satchmo dodged the bullet.
You know what though? I like
is good.
I like that a lot more because our stories were sad. Satchmo's was fucking great.
I was like,
when it comes to a podcast, you don't really want to have a bring down moment. I like Satchmo was like, I got a chick knocked up, but it wasn't mine. Woo!
Thank God.
Fucking did the Neo dodge with that shit.
the story was, he kept fighting like, oh, it's yours. I was the last person that was with you. I was like, but we're not together. It was just a fling.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
when we
that's
finally went to
yeah, a fling can still get a girl pregnant. You know that, right?
Yeah. I know,
like, yeah.
but she was making it seem like, oh, that's it, we're gonna be together forever. I was like, no, we're not.
No dice, one slice.
It just takes one bite from the cobra to get the venom in, you know?
Yeah, so it's a good thing we went, and they're like, oh yeah, no, it's not yours, dude. You're good. I was like,
Get the fuck out of here.
But you'd be
go tell
like,
her
well,
now.
I'm gonna go buy a pack of smokes. But you don't smoke.
Exactly.
yeah.
Come by my house and drop them off.
Actually, Hey, Andy, I got you something. What's this? Here's a pack of
Let's
marbles.
celebrate.
So that was podcast number 1. I'd like to thank everybody who came out here to hang out with us. Nights is Nigh, aka Mike, Looney Door, aka my boy Lewis, Satchmo, my brother from another mother, Satchmo, and lastly, thank you Slim for being here.
Thank you.
So we'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully this won't be a one and done.
Was that? Thank you.
I mean, I'll take it. It's fine. It's nice to be
Yeah,
appreciated.
problem with that?
Enjoy, and may you guys enjoy your New Year with a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you guys again in 2020. Hopefully we would like to turn this into like a weekly, not a weekly. That'd be way too much. 2 hours every fucking week. That's ridiculous. Maybe
Monthly?
every. Yeah, maybe monthly.
Monthly.
Monthly would be nice. Maybe every 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But this is fun. This is just us hanging out and talking. I think that's enjoyable.
And join us in April when we have our 5th annual Seamus and Uranus
Nah, I didn't
for my
agree to that.
birthday.
I didn't
I
agree
didn't
to
agree
that.
to that.
I know you didn't. I have to. It's my birthday, so I have to consent to that.
I like that you're talking about April. We're barely going
I
into
know.
January, motherfucker. Hopefully we'll have another podcast in March, and then you could do it. Just for that little plug you did, cut.
Aw.
Nah, you owe him $1.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm not cutting it. All right, guys. Happy New Year from everybody here. Have a good one later on.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Y'all guys get out there and enjoy your New Year's.